Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike. Jay will be here momentarily. We're having an internet flare-up, which is just like a herpes flare-up, only it's an inconvenience for everyone, not just you, you know? Well, I guess technically herpes is an inconvenience to anyone who wants to sleep with you, but we're fine there because no one wants to sleep with us. So it's all good. How are you guys? How's your day? How's your week? We got nothing to do tonight. We're just going to hang out. We're just going to take it slow and easy. One thing or two, I don't know. Anything could happen. We could go crazy. You know what I found out the other day, by the way? I did not know this. I've always wanted, have you seen those guys with the tattoos of like the black line, just like the single black line that goes across their arm? I always thought that those were really cool. Like I was a wristband wearer when I was like punk in my youth. Still punk, but when I dressed that way and, with the dickies down to your ankles and everything. But I always wanted one of those. I heard a rumor the other day that those lines are supposedly how far you've done this to someone. And then they get a tattoo of how deep it was. And like, I didn't know that was a thing. Did you guys know that? So you learn here. You learn things. It's not just a movie channel. Jay's coming. Gotcha. He's fixing his internet. You don't want to talk about this with me? Is that the problem? Because I could talk about this alone. I could do this to myself. I could try. I don't think it works that way. I'm not flexible enough. It's a good start to the stream right there. I don't think Mike, I could try that on you if you want. But I'll need a scuba. What is a scuba device, some toilet paper, and a wrench. Biodome. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's great life after all. How's it going? Did you guys know that though? Honestly, I don't think that's not a thing I knew. I'm really glad I didn't get that tattoo now. I'm really glad I didn't get many tattoos that I almost got. Hell, I wish I didn't get a couple of the ones that I had, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Yeah, Josh, I know, dude. I was shocked too. I had no idea. Talk to him about that. Ask him if that's what that means. Because I was fascinated by it. And now I don't look at anybody with that tattoo the same. Super glad I didn't get it. Oh, what's a power washer game? That sounds fun. Is that a sex thing or? That's weird. It's really weird. Oh, that was half baked? No, that wasn't half baked. The snorkel? No, it was because they were making a bong. You were correct, Isaac. Thank you for correcting me, sir. I appreciate that. No, Jay was just in here with me, but his internet poo-pooed. And he disappeared into the night, like that meme of Jake Gyllenhaal. Into the smoke. Yeah, my bad. That was totally, I got my stoner comedies confused. That was Half Baked, not Biodome. Both great films. Both great films. Let me text Jay real quick. Hopefully that gets sorted here shortly. In the short, I'm probably at 50%, man. I felt like booty juice all day long. I woke up with sore throat, got like a thick ear, the thick ear, like the swollen in my eardrum holes. Just can't get to feeling better. Chugged some coffee, had some sex, with a stranger. Usually it helps your immune system to do that. If you just sleep with this random man in the street, the dirtier looking, the better. That's what I found. It's like a vaccine, but it goes in your butt. And that's how I prefer to take my vaccines. And it's just everything that hobo has just goes in there and kills everything that you have. When I'm left alone, I just get nastier and nastier, and it's not good. It's not good at all. Hey, happy birthday, Dookie's girlfriend, Becca. Is that how you spell her name, or do you just not spell well, Dookie? No, I'm sure you do. If not, that's a really cool way to spell her name. And happy birthday, Becca. Happy birthday to you. We were at Logan's Roadhouse the other day. Speaking of which, and first off, I was upset. Okay. I would have preferred to go somewhere else first off. I'm not a big Texas Roadhouse guy. The steak's good, but that's about it. Hey there. Speaking of steak.
Hello.
Speaking of big, sexy man meat.
I don't know if it's going to work.
It sounds way better now. You look great.
Yeah. But I was telling Mike before I got so rudely cut off. I had an appointment with Spectrum today at 1:00. They were going to come and fix the internet, whatever. And the fucking tech decided to cancel it on his own without any excuse. Like the lady today, because we waited for 2 hours. They didn't show up. It was 3 o'clock. So called them back. They're like, oh yeah, the tech decided put down canceled with no reason given.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's
so now they're gonna schedule it for Friday for them to come out at 10 o'clock in the morning. And they said if they don't show up by 11, I'm gonna put this in as an emergency order. So they've already fucked you around or giving you the runaround 2 or 3 times now. It's absolutely fucking insane. The cocksucker must have got he was like, fuck it, I quit. I've been embezzling money for a long time and it's time to leave. I'm canceling all my appointments.
That single paragraph definitely did in the monetization. I could tell you that right now. That was it's gone with the wind after that one. I couldn't even.
Well, I guess I'll have to go work at a Tesla dealership.
What are you gonna do?
Mike White said fight for a free couple of months. Can you guys see me, or about like because you're glitching out? But if I'm still fine, then it's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see and hear you great.
Okay. Well, yeah,
so,
Jason said Spectrum is shifty. Well, you weren't. Maybe it was just mine. But Jason saying Spectrum is shifty. Yeah, it's not my first choice, but it's the only choice I have. It's better than what I'm using.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I really don't have any choice.
But there's good news hidden within the turd of bad news there. A little nut of good news inside that log. And that's that they're going to fix your internet on Friday, probably.
Yeah, but I want it now. I want a Cybertruck now without paying for it.
Yeah, people are dumb.
No, but it's just it was just annoying. I literally had a lot more to say, and I wasn't even going to go to the apple juice bar so early. I might just tip that a little early, son, because I'm a little bit tipped. Because here's the thing: not only did it all have to be arranged in a certain way today, like my landlord was here, the new owners, and the property manager who have to be here so that the tech can tell them specifically what they're going to do because they have to approve anything, whether it be drilling or whatever. So they were here. And then 2 hours go by, nothing. Then you get on there and they're like, oh, yeah, I just canceled for no reason. Oh, my God.
Are they going to be there on Friday?
And I went on, yeah, they're going to be here on Friday for sure. Because she said, I'm going to put you in at 10 o'clock. And they said, if they're not there by 10 o'clock, give it 1 hour. And they said, if they're not there, they said, we'll put it in as an emergency order. And they'll
your landlord, said
helicopter. That. Oh, no. Yeah. She's going to be here Friday. Yeah. She'll be here.
Okay.
But the Spectrum people basically were like, yeah, if they're not there, if the tech doesn't show up, I'll put it, like emergency order. Like I guess they'll helicopter them in and have them. It's an emergency.
My God, this internet show on Friday is going to have the internet. That's good news.
Yeah, finally. It'll actually be like an actual stable show. But Mike White was asking for, asked for a couple of months free. They're not going to do that. There's no way. Like, they're not.
You should be getting.
I would
discounts
do that.
on your rent. Honestly, they should take off like $100 off your rent a month since you haven't been able to use it.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think it's one of those things. I mean, at least the landlady was understanding about. Well, it's not her fault. It's not the landlady. The property manager. It's not her fault. It's a stupid policy because the landlord, at least the old landlord, didn't want any drilling whatsoever, anything done to the property without them specifically being there and okaying it, which I understand if you were going to do something like really extreme to your apartment. And I understand that, but it's like, if all he had to do was drill a new hole into the outlet and then pull in a new cord, I don't know how that's a big deal, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully they get fixed, man. That'll be awesome. We'll celebrate when it happens. I know that much. I was just telling them, by the way, I went to Texas Roadhouse the other day and, first off, I'm pretty sure I got COVID from there. So that's fun. But no, it was packed in there, dude. That shit sucked. It was like right after Sunday. And I was like, they were like, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. And I was like, it's Sunday at 1 p.m. The church crowd's going to be falling in there. All right. That's the worst time to go to Texas Roadhouse because, that's a church crowd. This dude was in there with basketball shorts and had a gun. This old dude looked like Santa Claus, about 5 foot tall, long hair. Have basketball shorts and a gun attached to him. Like carry and conceal, I get it. But dude, like it just doesn't look right on basketball shorts. You know what I mean? And you can tell he was a trucker because he wouldn't stop talking to everybody.
It takes a certain kind of person to pull that off. It takes a certain kind of body. And some people just don't have it, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's some big backs in there, buddy.
Speaking of guns and gun rights, did you hear about this is so stupid. I know it's not true. Did you hear about Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I just read about that a few minutes ago. Actually, he's back.
So basically, what happened was that this DOJ employee basically said that she was laid off because they wanted to give Mel Gibson his gun back because apparently he was banned from owning a gun after his misdemeanor charge of domestic violence in 2011, and they banned him from owning a firearm. I don't know if that, I guess that was a felony where he lives. I don't know. And then she basically said that she was fired because she voiced some not great opinions about Mel Gibson owning a gun. They're like, get out of here. That's Mel fucking Gibson. He's getting his gun back. He has to have it. And I don't.
Yeah, what happens
if
if they kidnap his daughter or something?
Well, no, but an anonymous source at the DOJ, I mean, it is, you know, you can believe it if you don't, but they were like, the paperwork for their firing or termination was already in the works well before the email went out about Mel Gibson. So I'm just saying, and even she was like, well, it might not be that's the reason. It's just circumstantial, or maybe you just suck at your job.
I think
it's possible
more likely
you could have just fucking sucked at your job.
Yeah, more likely those two things aren't connected, but they're like, hey, if I say something like this, you know, the mainstream media is going to pick it up and run with it. Maybe get a couple more protests.
Somehow, you know, Mel Gibson's like, give me back my gun. Give me back my gun.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that man use a weapon? I mean, he looks good while doing it.
Oh, sorry. Brad Whitmer here says, I'm sorry. Mind the Gap says Mel Gibson should not have a gun. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit if he has one or not. I'm just saying it's kind of, well, it's stupid that this person is claiming that they were fired because Mel Gibson wanted a gun. And then the DOJ was like, absolutely.
Mike's got a point.
But Baldwin I mean, it is. I just say, and the reason why I'm only bringing it up, we're not bringing politics into this. I don't give a shit that much, but it does have something to do with Hollywood because Mel Gibson was mentioned. Okay,
Mel Gibson is
slack.
The Mel Gibson topic is a topic of men, not politics. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. And again, people were like saying, well, yeah, because Mel Gibson should own a gun. Like, that's the last person that should own it. It's like, I don't fucking know Mel Gibson. I don't know anything about his life. I don't hang out with him. I don't go golfing with him. I don't like drink beers with him, even though that would be cool. But whether or not I'm just saying it was funny that a person was literally blaming Mel Gibson for basically losing their job at the DOJ because the DOJ are such fucking fans of Mel Gibson.
It's a way better story than I just got fired because I farted at work and it smelled bad, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, he's like, yeah, well, what other reasons could you have been fired? Well, see, I've called in at least 16 times this month. So I'm usually late about 2 hours and I just don't do my job because I don't feel like it. But that's not why I was fired.
It was just a joke, Joey, but also neither did Mel Gibson. I mean, of all the things that he's been accused of, I don't think murder's one of them. I'm pretty sure he skirted that.
I swear to God, I'm glad that I look fine because you like it's not your internet, but you're coming in and out on my screen. It's like watching a goddamn Pixar animation. That's like
you froze for a second
because you'll be like this. Yeah, but it's like you're glitching the entire time. So sometimes it's hard. Like at least you guys can hear me and see me. So I'm not gonna fuck with anything because I don't want to go in and mess anything up because.
But anyway, yeah, I'm glitching you guys just in case. Because
you're just glitching. I mean, it's probably it 100% is my internet. I might, if a few minutes, jump out and jump back in and see if that fixes it. Hopefully, it doesn't fuck everything up. But anyway, Alec Baldwin. I'm not saying, the Alec Baldwin situation. I know he can kill. Like the whole thing with that case is weird, but I
actually felt bad for Baldwin when all that was going on. Like I felt kind of bad for him. It wasn't his fault. It was the person
I don't know what
happened.
Checking
the shit, you know.
Yeah, and I know there's various. I didn't follow that story very closely, so I don't know everything that went on with this. So I'm not going to speak on anything I'm not sure about. But he was found not guilty, so it is. Did he die? It is, but I'm just thinking it was fun. Him and that stupid boy. No, I just think it was funny about the Department of Justice. Somebody literally bitching on Twitter and giving MSNBC the story about why they lost their job and blaming Mel Gibson. I was like, God damn, guy. Just go on unemployment and find a new fucking job. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they picked up the story, so I guess they got what they wanted out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, it was a slow news day. They're like, what else can we blame on? We got to blame Mel Gibson for something today.
Yeah.
What else can we do? Oh, that's it.
It's like they spin a wheel.
He got someone fired.
They spin a big wheel about what to rage about on a constant basis. What shall we fear monger the world with today? Mel Gibson's coming to eat.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me of that scene in Blank Man. Do you remember when he worked at David Allen Greer was the boss at that tabloid magazine, and they would spin the wheel and they would just throw darts and whatever it landed on, they would run with it like aliens and fireplaces or some shit like that, and that's what they would run with. They just came up with stories.
Yeah, Shine is right. Isn't Mel religious? What's he need a gun for? That's true. It's like those people during COVID. The blood of Christ was protected. Yep. They didn't have to wear masks to protect you or me because
there's a lot of unbelievers. There's a lot of unbelievers out there, and forgiveness is over. Forgiveness is divine, but not my patience.
It's more than.
But anyway, I'm just saying it was funny. By the way, so also speaking of Daredevil Born Again, The new episode comes out tonight at 9 o'clock. Gonna be sexy. Gonna be sexy. Gonna watch that.
I'm excited.
And it's weird too.
Is it just
saw
one
a bunch
episode
of YouTube
now?
videos. Yeah, it's shittily. It's one episode every Tuesday.
That's ass. I don't like
well,
that.
they're doing one episode every Tuesday, except for the 5th and 6th one, which will be a double episode, and then they're going to go back to the regular Tuesday until it's over. But here's the thing I was going to talk about really fast was that I saw a bunch of YouTube videos today or yesterday about the ratings for the show, like how many people tuned in to watch it. And a lot of the YouTube clips or thumbnails I was seeing was that it was the lowest rated show that Disney Plus had put out, that it was lower than Agatha All Along, which is true, and The Acolyte, which
I saw that as well.
But I saw a Variety magazine article just before we went live that said it was the highest rated show that Disney Plus has put out since 2025. Now, it is only March of 2025, so it's not saying much, but still, I don't think the viewership was that bad. I mean, the way it was spinning, it was like, well, people were pissed off and waiting. They'd waited too long for them to revive the series, and that's just why people were pissed.
Well, they call them like the 4 quadrants, right? So like, and that's like kids, adults, whatever. I don't know how exactly that works, but like technically a show like like Agatha All Along is a 4 quadrant show. Like kids can watch it. It's PG, it's all that stuff like that. So technically when you do a show like Daredevil Firstborn or whatever the hell it's called, Bloodlust, help, I'm blind, but I'm good at karate. Then you're automatically cutting out a huge portion of what Disney usually does. So whatever ratings it got still might be good for a TVMA show versus, you know what I'm saying? A show that like automatically it has
I'm not sure how.
Audience.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Nielsen ratings work, and I know, but they were like, I think it was just a doom and gloom type of thumbnail where people are like, "Oh yeah, see, Daredevil Born Again sucks because nobody watched it," and I was like, "That's not true."
What do you call it?
I'm not saying my opinion matters that much, but I'm saying I mean, yeah, maybe a lot of people didn't tune in the first 2 episodes, but that could change. You got to take the entirety of the season in.
Yeah, no, and also again, like Disney, it's the first TVMA show on Disney Plus, I believe, right? So a lot of Disney Plus viewers aren't old enough to even watch that show, so it's naturally going to get less. But the thing is that if it's good content, like this seems to be, it's going to have longer legs. You're going to be able to do more stuff with it. It's going to be watched in the future more than a shitty PG-13 program would. You know, now they're dumb because they don't do physical media anymore, but it would also sell more copies if they would put out a season on like a 4K or whatever. You would also get that. Like quality matters, I think, more than just the initial numbers. But who am I? I'm just a white guy.
Okay,
no one listens to
I must be glitching now because someone said Jay just glitched out.
You did, but you came back. You rallied.
God damn it! All right, you know what? I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm gonna.
Hey, yeah, wait just 1 second. I'm gonna hang on.
Okay.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's true. Nibblies were smoking and everything. Well, I know we are, Tomo. I know. Only briefly, because I have to go and pray to the internet gods to bless me just for a few more days. Because we got this stream, and then we got a commentary that we're doing tomorrow for Patreon, and then we've got a day stream on Thursday. Then on Friday, hopefully all wishes that that we can get the internet back fully restored for next week. But we shall see. Your shit's so juicy, bro. Thanks, mate. You're actually good now, Jay. Well, you know, hopefully. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know. I know it says here I have some kind of updates that need to be installed, but I don't know I don't think that would be having an issue, but maybe it would be. I don't know. I'm gonna go fuck with this and see if I can make any magic happen. I am getting an alert that's saying my device needs to restart to install updates, but I don't know if that would cause any issues on this. I don't know if that does that.
Like I said, dude, I mean, from what I can tell, it's worked better than it usually does. Like you've only glitched out a couple times, and it was just for a second.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
We're doing a Final Destination on Thursday for Patreon. Or 2, yeah, part 2. But I'll be back.
Are we doing that?
I'll be back.
Don't restart
tomorrow.
your computer, by the way.
Doing that.
Those updates sometimes can take like an hour.
No, I'm not going to restart the computer. I'm just going to try to fuck with the internet really quick. But yeah, we're doing that, and then Thursday day for a stream. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be doing Final Destination commentary tomorrow for Patreon. So Patreon should have that tomorrow night. And then we'll be live during the day on Thursday. I'm going away this weekend with my wife. Going on a little trippy poo for a couple days. So we won't be around this weekend. So just doing a little weird schedule redoings. Jason Carpenter, how would I rank Companion, Hard Eyes, and the Monkey? I would go the Monkey up here, right? Like here's the Monkey. Here is Companion, and here is Hard Eyes. That's about what I would do for it. I like the first two. Hard Eyes was fine. I didn't love it, but yeah, that's exactly how I'd rank that, my good man. And by the way, if I'm not going to read Patreon or I have COVID. I'm not going to read. I won't read super chats right now. I'll wait till Jay's back in here for those, but do keep them coming as you please. We will obviously get to all of them. Wait till Jay's solidified. We're not doing anything tonight. We're just hanging out and shooting poop. So we got plenty of time. Other stream a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago was super fun. But like, I felt like we had to rush the entire time. And like, cause we had so much stuff to get through and it worked out. It was a good time. But, I thought tonight we'd just hang out and shoot the poo, if that's all right with everybody. Talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Let you guys run this bitch tonight. I don't actually have COVID. Well, I hope I don't. That would be a weekend ruiner for sure. No, it's probably just allergies or something, and I'm being a little bitch. Just being a little bitch. I haven't gotten anything yet. Everyone else has gotten shit like several times. Like literally everyone in Kentucky has, and I haven't gotten sick yet. I've just been feeling like poo-poo all day. My throat hurts. That's why when Jay was going to leave, I was like, not without a drink. I can't do this without a drink. Jack, we will always do them, probably. Be 80 years old doing them. It's just that we don't do them often because they require a lot of effort. And nobody watches them shits anymore. Since so many other people started doing them, it's just like I don't know if it like backed up the toilet of Michael Myers skits, but it's just a lot of effort and nobody really watches them. So we'll still do them because we enjoy doing them, and for the people that do enjoy them, just not as often as my wife came up with a funny idea for it today because she had her review at work and she was like, it'd be funny if Myers and Loomis. We made a joke about me. I was like, yeah, my review's coming up soon. And she was like, you and Jay going to do employee reviews of each other? I was like, that would be hilarious. But then we were talking about it. I was like, what'd be funny is if Michael and Loomis did a review of each other, like at the workplace. I was like, that's actually a really good idea for a skit. That would be funny. Michael doesn't talk much, but we could figure that out. I think that would be fun. But I appreciate it. I really do love that you guys love them so much. I wish that they were as fruitful, Jordan, I'm so pumped for March Madness. This is a great time for sports. Free agency yesterday. I mean, for teams who have people who have teams who actually did something. Shout out Bears and everyone else in the NFC North, except for the Packers, who got so much better. Weird. You go 1-5 in the division and you think that maybe you should keep up with the rest, but no, not this year. But anyways, yeah, no, dude, I'm pumped for March Madness. I cannot wait. I don't think Kentucky's going to go far. I'll say that right now, but we'll see what happens. My daughter has a dance recital on literally out of town dance recital on the first 2 days of the tournament, which are the best 2 days of the tournament, right? Like the first round of the NCAA tournament is just absolute sports heaven, right? From starting at like 12:10, CBS, True TV, TBS, TNT, all of it, man, it's just all day shit show of greatness and drinking and awesomeness. So yeah, what I'm saying is you might find me at a hotel bar somewhere. I'll obviously be at the dance, but you may also catch me at a hotel bar. There he is.
I'll be at the hotel
you look
bar.
Like someone I'd like to meet at a hotel bar.
I'll be at the hotel bar after this internet disaster. I promise you that. I promise you that. I will open up a tab that will make everyone look ashamed.
Hey, you come here often? I'm gonna rub my dick on that beard.
I'm about to come here often.
Did you see the video of Kylie Jenner rubbing all over Timothy Chalamet?
No, I wish she would rub all over me though.
Yeah, she was rubbing all over. They were at the tennis
game. If I were
single,
she was
like, oh, there you go. Sorry, she's not watching. Don't worry. But like she reads over and he's wearing like a white. And she's like, oh, she's like rubbing all over his thing, and he's like, at first he's ignoring her, like she's like kissing all over his face, and he's like, And then she starts rubbing on his tummy. And he's like, I like that. And then he stands up, and some people say he's wearing leather pants. Some people say he has a boner when he stands up.
Well, I would say if he didn't have a boner, he either didn't have a wiener or he was gay.
That's true. And maybe he is.
Maybe
that's all right too.
Maybe
and
he is.
Even the friction would probably cause that at some point. If someone rubs your belly in that way, even if it's an unwanted affection, you're going to accidentally pop one. So
what a dumb drunk thought.
What an idiot. Who wears leather pants to a tennis match, man? How about that? He looked like you, dude, dressed. Yeah, he looked like he was wearing like a shirt like you're wearing right now, but it was unbuttoned and had like a wife beater on and like leather pants. It was weird. But he still looked hot because, you know, he's a handsome guy. We're not. Youth.
What'd you say it was? Who was it?
Timothy Chalamet, the kid from Dune.
That's fine. He's a devil worshiper. I don't want to talk about
the kid from Dune.
He looks like he does look like he looks like an acolyte of Jared Leto out in the desert. Like, I don't know. He just looks like the kind of guy that would follow Jared Leto into the ends of the earth and have posters of him all over his wall.
They're probably best
I don't know
friends.
what it is. I like him fine. I like him better. I think he's a better actor than the other guy that was in Burn. What was it? Burn Notice? What the fuck was that movie called? Asperger's syndrome. What the fuck is it called? The guy that played Joker in the Batman.
Oh, Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, and he was in that one movie that was like really weird.
Yeah, I don't like that guy's face. I'm just gonna be honest. I want to punch a hole in Barry Keoghan's face. I just don't like his face.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like the kind of guy that would go off like advice from like Robert Downey Jr. and like eat bugs and drink pee for a healthier, long life. It's like I read about it. Robert Downey Jr. said eating bugs is healthy and it's better, so that's what I'm doing.
Well, I believe Robert, but not. I don't believe people who lick cum from the drain of a bathtub.
Saltburn.
Okay. Yeah.
Saltburn.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Perverts.
The Willy Wonka. The Willy Wonka dude was the other guy that Mike was talking about.
Chalamet. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would never do something like that. Licking cum from a bathtub.
Yeah.
Hey,
and by the way, I haven't seen Saltburn, even though I hear it's pretty fucked up. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah. I have not seen it either, and I don't particularly want to. That's not really the selling point that they think it was. You know, watch this ugly dude lick cum out of the bottom of a bathtub. Not really like, you know, don't even need to see that trailer. I'm out.
I was at a low point in my life, and I didn't know anybody was recording me. So calm down.
I hope it's not me. It's got good proteins in it.
It was like, what? Like, what? What? Yeah, I'd be funny if he just walked in here. You heard that.
Huh? What are you guys doing? Oh, God. Byron Hansen, thanks, bud. He says, lads can't make the stream. Currently working. Are you from Ireland? Love your faces, and I'm running out of baby oil. I hate it when that happens. P.S. Dexter as Freddy Krueger.
Okay, enjoy. I like how you said running out of baby oil, then says Dexter as Freddy Krueger. So would he have the oil with him as Freddy Krueger, or are you just saying that? I know what you mean, though.
He's probably
talking
been to
about
a couple of those parties.
What's that guy's name that plays Dexter?
Patches O'Houlihan.
Patches O'Houlihan. He had a really strong season last year in kickball tournament, but I think he's going to make a comeback this year because it really wasn't, in the off season he wasn't doing so well. But no, that guy Dexter would make. I could see him being Freddy Krueger. I could see it. He's got the psycho look about him, but he's also kind of handsome, so I don't know if that really works in his favor. I don't think that would work.
I'm not saying Michael C. Hall.
Michael C. Hall. I think that he's too old now, but Kevin Bacon would have been an excellent choice for.
Hey, yeah, we got screeners for that new Kevin Bacon show, the Bondsman. The Bondsman. I don't know. Looks pretty cool though.
Yeah, somebody asked on stream last time if we'd seen the trailer for it.
Yeah, no, it does look pretty cool. Christopher Thompson took me a while to figure this out. Hey, you're here though, and you're looking as handsome as ever. You know, he never gets any older.
Nope, he doesn't.
Picture never
perpetually
changes.
Handsome.
Such a handsome man. Joshua Ayers is also handsome. I once sat in the back seat of a taxi with Joshua. Taxi, I think your wife was driving. But he says, "Good evening, boys. Really needed a stream today. The taxman has decided to make me his bitch this year." Oh,
well, yeah. We're going to be definitely best friends because that's going to happen to me as well.
I had no idea it'd be so much. I simply won't pay it.
Wouldn't that be great?
That's what you do when you get that.
That's all right. We could just take you right to jail. No.
That's what I do whenever I open bills in my kitchen, just over and over again. Yeah, dude, taxes are rough. It's rough. Trust me, we know.
Yeah, I'm putting
All
mine off
about it.
until like the last fucking day because it's like I'm not getting anything back. So fuck it. It is what it is. It
we
is
got
what it is.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make it whatever.
We are money trees for the IRS. There's no doubt about that. But hey, hope it gets better for you, Joshua. Me too, buddy. Blake says, Mike, are you finished reading American Psycho? Are you going to do a breakdown of the differences of it? There's an audiobook of Christian Bale reading it. No, there's fucking not.
That'd be awesome.
I had no idea that was a thing. Is that true? Dude, that would be amazing. Thank you for that tip. I've actually lost the book. I'm not lying to you. Like I literally went in both bathrooms because that's where I keep my books. So you don't never want to borrow a book from me, but I can't find it anywhere in the house. So I was just finished reading another book. But yeah, eventually I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it because it's so good. And you read the entire thing in Christian Bale's voice in your head anyway.
That sounds like such a weak sauce excuse. Like if I were your teacher and you're like, I lost the book, so I couldn't do the assignment. I was like, you're fucking flunked. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You just lost yourself in education. How about that? You just lost yourself in education. Education is over.
I didn't graduate high school anyways, so it's fine.
You did.
Well, eventually. I didn't get to walk. I had to go to summer school for 2 weeks and take a bunch of computer tests. And we only passed those because there was like 20 of us in there. And we realized about a weekend that like the computer test gave you after the test. All you have to do is pass this long test to grade out and get your diploma. But we realized at the end of it, it would tell you all your wrong answers. So we eventually just all wrote down the wrong answers until we came up with like process of elimination for the right one. And we all just gamed the system and got out of there like a week early at the same time. They were like, what the fuck? We're like, y'all are so stupid. See, we don't need a diploma. We know how the streets work.
Yeah.
We know how the streets fucking work.
I just had somebody do my homework for me and I passed.
Yeah. Most of the people I was in there with are dead now.
Yeah. That's why, because they didn't have an education. That's what happened. No, you know what it was, dude, is I remember I almost didn't pass because I transferred back from the Christian school and they were like, well, here's the issue. You're technically a senior, but you didn't take some of these classes and you took, what is this, Bible class? I was like, the holy fucking Bible. Put some respect on it. Yes, I took.
Herbie Hancock.
No, but I was like, yeah, I took two courses of it, and they're like, all right, well, usually we would only count that as an elective, so they'd only count as half credits. But we're gonna go ahead and give them full credit to you, so you can go ahead and graduate with your class. And then that was all good and dandy until I got to geometry, which I fucking hated. And that teacher was a dickhead, and I failed I couldn't do it. And then we did a final test and he was like, I was like, how'd I do it on it? He was like, do you really want to know? Are you sure you want? I was like, fucking dick face. And then he was like, well, it's not looking too good for you, Jonathan. And you seem like a good guy. And I hate giving good people bad news. And I was like, why don't you just suck a fucking fart out of your wife's ass and tell me what's going on? But the guy wound up just giving me a D-, so I passed.
Oh, well, you got lucky. And screw you, Tomo. Geometry is not easy. That's actually why I failed.
No.
Well, part of it was I literally had that moment from Orange County when he's talking to his guidance counselor and she's like, yeah, you're a shoo-in for Stanford or whatever. So it's the only school he applied to. And she's like, well, I just see here that you just didn't have the credits. He's like, you said shoo-in. Yeah, my guidance counselor was like, yeah, you're fine. You can take co-op and work half the day at your job throughout your senior year. And then it come to the point they were like, oh no, plus you failed geometry, so that's not happening for you.
Well,
so I was like, oh, cool.
Maybe geometry is easy if you paid attention, which I didn't. I didn't pay attention to that all. And somebody said, Jonathan, I thought his name was Jay. It is, but it's my real name. My real name's Clarence. No, my real name is Jonathan. But I go by Jay. But Jay, it's weird. JT is my name because my it's Jonathan Toller, but they call me JT and then they call me Jay.
I call him sexy butt crack that I put my fingers in. But ironically, I saw today a news story that what's his name that played Clarence? Captain America, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Was talking. He was like, we were filming the movie and Eminem didn't know really how to like go at me, like with his rap or whatever. He couldn't figure out who the villain of the story was. So he was like, let's hang out together. And they hung out for a while. And Eminem learned a bunch of shit about Anthony Mackie's life and about his parents and about where he went to school shit. And then Eminem used it literally against him on stage in that rap. When he's like, Clarence had real good parents. Anthony Mackie was like, he was literally dissing me as a person during that. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
It would have really been shitty if he hadn't known about it until they actually did the rap battle. And then that look of anger would be real. He'd be like, I can't fucking believe I told you all that.
Yeah. Now you're Jared Letoing it up. You're doing method acting.
Yeah, Austin's
God.
right. Math is incomprehensible sorcery. It is absolutely correct. It is it's like
You don't
you
need
gotta
that
do magic at me.
Yeah, you don't need that shit. It's such a gamut.
Here's
Now we have AI. Why do you need anything?
Well, I wish we'd had it back then, but here's the thing. Yeah, first of all, I don't get it anyway. Like, I get algebra and I get that kind of stuff because you're going to use most of that shit in your life. But all the other shit, mostly you don't need it at all. Especially people that took trig and fuck. Like, are you going to work on a spaceship? Like, that makes fucking sense. But otherwise, you're not going to go to like Walmart and be like, let's see how the price of milk has gone down, and then pull out a fucking chart and show and all these angles and shit about how the market went back. You're not going to do that.
No,
those math teachers always got mad at me with that.
Oh yeah, they need to pull out like classes that will actually help people. You know, like how to do money, how to count.
Money. How to file your taxes, how to balance your checkbook.
Where the clitoris is. Tell us where the clitoris is.
That you're talking about incomprehensible sorcery. Now you're talking about witchcraft from another planet. We don't even know.
Wiping. I would love a course on proper wiping techniques. That would have saved me a lot of time.
Many different flavors.
I saw one dude.
Long Legs was so freaky. It was freaky. It was a freaky movie.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Blake, who I also like I just read that. Blake, shut up.
Balake. That was Balake. Say it right.
Oh, Blanca. Mercurio. 8 fucking months, Mercurio. I love it. He's Mickey Mouse Iron Man. Says, how about a Gene Hackman movie fight? Well, he's dead, so I don't think he was going to come on the show. Oh.
I see what you're saying. Sometimes you can't run from you can try to run for Superman all your life, but eventually he catches up to you.
That's a sad story, by the way. What happened?
Yeah, I heard more about it. Well, they're saying that his wife had probably been deceased for like a week, and he didn't even know it because he had like advanced stages of Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and like that actually does make sense. Like I heard all the Crispin Glover conspiracy theories, and like I don't know why I said Crispin Glover, but I heard all the conspiracy theories about it, and I'm like, nobody's mentioning they're like that he had bad Alzheimer's, so it was probably just a really tragic situation where he had no idea what was going on. You know,
Tomo is saying so it wasn't foul play. I don't. No, I mean I'm pretty sure that they've ruled out any foul play. It was just a really tragic set of circumstances that happened.
Yeah, and the dog died because it was either in a kennel or the closet or whatever.
Yeah, it was in a cage.
To take care of it.
Yeah, I think what I read was that it was just recovering from some type of surgery and it medicine or something that it needed didn't give it to it. It's really fucked up, but yeah, I don't think there was any foul play. I think they've ruled that out.
It is odd that he had 3 children who didn't contact him for a matter of months, but I mean some families are like that.
You know? I'm not going to speak on his family because I don't know anything about it, but it could very well just be like, you know, that's what was really sad about some people that develop that kind of condition. Like some family members like shy away from it and won't come around and take care of you or whatever because it makes them uncomfortable, which is kind of fucked up if you think about it. If that's the case, because like I was uncomfortable, it's like, well, fuck your feelings, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, but again, I don't know what it was. It might not have been that, but it is what it be.
Yeah, like they could have had a good reason not to be in contact with each other. You don't know.
Here's MSNBC. It was probably murder.
Did someone say Dixicle?
So what you're saying is he had advanced Alzheimer's and he might have passed away from that because his caretaker had already passed away a week before. I think it's murder. I think
to be honest, I haven't seen. I need to brush up. I have not seen a lot of Gene Hackman movies. I've never seen The French Connection, which is crazy hole in my film history. But there's quite a few that I would either have to brush up on or watch for the first time.
Superman, obviously. There's The French Connection. There's obviously one of his better ones, Unforgiven.
Yeah, Crimson
awesome
Tide or Hunt for the October.
Fucking amazing in Crimson Tide. He was also in the one with his first on-screen partnership with Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman, that courtroom drama. I think it was Runaway Jury.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
That was one. Hoosiers was a
good one. Yep.
He was in a movie with Michael Keaton, wasn't he? Like Extreme Measures or some shit like that. Critical Measures, one of those movies that had measures. Or was it Hugh Grant?
I don't know.
Extreme.
Quick in the Dead. He's fucking awesome in that too. That's a great movie.
Did you click nighttime or did I click nighttime?
You did.
Did he do it himself?
He did, and he called bathroom break first. Fuck! He beat me to it.
Go to the bathroom all over your face nighttime. Don't you ever interrupt me again.
He was Shane Falco's coach, is what D-Land is saying. I don't know who that is.
I'm kidding. By the way, it's you missed this one earlier, but it's Becca's girlfriend. It's
Hey,
let me do that again. It's Becca's birthday.
happy
Becca's
birthday,
fucking
Becca.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hell yeah, Becca. You got a good man there in Dookie. He's a wonderful kisser. And he's got soft lips. Christopher Samsonite. I think you guys are great. You stand for principles. Screamfest. I know, the Scarefest thing is what I imagine you're alluding to there. I don't know what happened there, but I trust your judgment. I guess I'm playing. I'm glad I found you. I'm saying I'm glad I found you guys. Respect and love to people I've never met. Hey, respect to you.
Hey,
buddy.
thanks, Chris. Man,
And
really
cheers.
nice of you, dude. Really sweet
Cheers
of you.
to-
Yeah, I mean, it was a really bad situation, and we talked about it before. It was mainly a breakdown in communication, but we did get diddy fucked, as it were, on certain things without baby oil. So there was no lube at all. It was a shock to the system, you know, and it is what it is. But we've moved on. We've parted ways with them, and it is what it is.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude, because I retweeted this, and that may be what you're alluding to, too. I retweeted this video that Pat McAfee put up, high as fuck, sitting on his couch. And he was just like, what happened was they were at the NFL Combine, and his show was, and they all cursed and stuff like that. They're, you know, it's kind of like the industry doesn't like them in many ways, even though now they've grown up and they're on ESPN and stuff like that. But some people in the industry, the old timers, just don't like the way they do things. So they deal with a lot of shit from people. But they went to the Combine and they were like, well, giving them a whole lot of shit, doing the same thing Scarefest was doing to us, which is, well, if you're going to be here, we're going to need you to do this, and we're going to need you to sign this, and we're going to need you to do this and this and this, just being rude to us because they didn't respect us. And he was like, we did it for the first thing. He was like, but we're not going to do it for the draft. And he's like, everybody was calling him like a big baby and like making fun of him and saying all this stuff like that, saying that he was being a diva. And he was like, I just decided that if you're not going to respect me, then you can go fuck yourself. And that's basically the same thing that happened with us in Scarefest. You're like, you know what? Suck my dick. How about that?
Yeah.
Comic-Con was lovely, though. Way better ran event. Had a great time at it. We'll probably go back next year.
That was really fun. I really had a good time there.
Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you, buddy. JK says you two doing a drunken WrestleMania watch along would do numbers. Just saying. I think we've talked about doing that before.
I know, but dude, it opens the floodgates to all sorts of bad things too. Like it could be good, but then it could also be Armageddons of a magnificent proportion, because there's a shit ton of wrestling fans, lots of them, and if they come in expecting some people to be in the know about what's going on, and then they just see two drunken morons commenting on shit they have no idea about, they're like, God, if I could dislike this motherfucking video more, I would. I'm gonna create alt accounts just to dislike it and then report it for bullshit. That happens. It could happen.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't care about what's going on in the WWE right now. I really don't care about any of the storylines. I don't like Roman Reigns. The John Cena thing's cool, but I'm too far behind on the curve on it. So
I want to add something in there, by the way. Sorry. I feel like I have to add this as context. There was a whole bunch of other stuff that also happened. It wasn't just, hey, you need to do this, that. We were happy to do all that, and we did all that stuff. But just for context, for instance, one of the things the year before we were there, they never gave us any direction, told us when we had to be there, told us anything like that at all. They pretty much were like, please just don't bother us and do your own thing. And we were up until 3 a.m. on Saturday night doing our meetup with everybody, which is part of the reason some of those people bought tickets to the event, because we were also doing the meeting afterwards. And it was Kids Day. And from my experience, everybody packs up early at Scarefest on Sunday anyway, so there's no point. So, and one of the guys got mad that we weren't in our booth, and they took our shit, our Michael Myers thing, our fucking $300 banner, all our shit, took it. And when I went in there, I had to find the fucking janitor to show me where it was, because they'd taken it and threw it in a trash pile in the back of the fucking convention. And that was just one of the many, many things. So just to be clear,
and also, by the way, he's talking about
battery.
Okay, he's talking about Scarefest for those that might have just come back.
Yes, not Comic-Con.
Not Comic-Con. And not WWE, what we were talking about. But yeah, it was a pretty disrespectful thing overall. And here's the thing: also, we weren't under any contract with Scarefest at all. Like no contract was signed. It was just more of a verbal agreement. And again, Mike's not lying. There was no direction given either. It was pretty much like, like he said, just don't fucking bother me. Your breath stinks. And that's all it was. And here's the thing. And we're not, it's not a braggadocious time. We're not bragging about it. I don't brag. It's not like that. But we don't, like, when you go to some of these events, we don't charge anything to sign anything or to take pictures with anybody or whatever. We don't sign shit or take money for anything at all because it's already expensive. A lot of these people are coming from some far away. They come, they buy a ticket for the weekend, and we're just happy to be there. We're happy that anybody wants to come and hang out with us at all. So after that, we also have a little meetup and things like that. But they got to buy the ticket, right, for this particular event. And they make money, this event does, from that by us also advertising this particular event. And we didn't ask for shit in return. We never asked for anything from anybody. We didn't ask for any special treatment or privilege or anything like that. I didn't even use the fucking green room. I didn't even know they had one. I was like, what? They had cookies? We bought we bring our own shit. We buy our own shit. And then we go out and hang out with you all, whoever comes, as much as we can. And we don't charge $1 for our time, for an autograph, which is stupid anyway. I understand. We're just like two bums on the internet. And we don't charge for pictures. None of that. But instead of them looking at that overall and be like, you know what, that's pretty cool of them. And they do bring us in a lot of business. And they bring in some money. That's pretty cool. Nope. It didn't matter. After that, it's like, one or two people see something and they think they get the wrong idea in their head and they go and tattletale and they start ratting around and they start acting like bitches. And that's what happens. Then you have a bunch of breakdowns on the communication side and everyone loses because I did enjoy going a little bit. Well, I actually did enjoy going, but to pretend that we backed out on our obligations and didn't do something is fucking false because that is absolutely the biggest lie of all time. There was literally nothing ever anywhere. Discussed
and when we the guy who runs it, the guy who has a bunch of people as volunteers to do all the work for him, does not pay them, they're volunteers, and then tells me that I actually lost money.
Allegedly, don't say like we don't know.
Well, they wear shirts that say volunteers, like most of
Well, I know, but
like but I see what you mean. But like, tells me that I actually lost money giving you guys a booth because the booths are $500.
They made it back. They made it back within like
$500 booths. When I broke it down for him, the amount of money on the back end that we got, and I was like, you literally made money. Here's how much you made. Here's this. Never heard back from him. Weirdly enough, never stopped contact with me completely. So that's crazy how that happens.
It's like when you
don't let someone big dick you. They get real quiet.
It's like in chess when you checkmate somebody, they're like, the game is rigged. That's why you won. You might have caught me, but I don't have to play anymore. And here's the thing: that guy seemed okay. He seemed pretty nice. I just like you guys.
Oh, not the guy I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy who runs the whole thing. You're talking about a guy that had a booth there that thinks he's a celebrity because he runs an internet show that has 2 viewers and gives himself one of the biggest booths in the thing. Got pissed because we were having a good time.
And you know what? And it's not that the owner seemed like he was a reasonable guy, but it's like you got people working for you that probably not in your best interest. I'm just saying. Or like you're letting run shit that you probably shouldn't let run, or at least like get a little bit more of a management on it and find out what's going on and who's talking to who and what's being said. Because I don't know. Anyway, that's what it was. At the end of the day, it was just a really really shitty set of events that led up to that. And but I don't know.
And the only reason we're talking about that is mainly because we had such a great time at Comic-Con, the other event in Lexington, which was an absolute blast and so well oiled and such an awesome machine. We had such a good time. There's a video coming out about that. I don't know yet if it'll just be on Patreon or be on the main channel, but there's some shots on our well, no, I don't know yet. I've got to dig into it. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Because I was going to say, dude, it was a wild fucking time. I don't know, because we'd had a lot of cervezas too, and then there was a lot of, because I didn't know how to work because we were going back and forth like handing each other camera, and it might look like Blair Witch Project. I don't know. It was just a bunch of shaky cam and like facial hair.
Yeah, it could have been. I have no idea what it looks like, but it could be cool. But yeah, either way, that video will come out, and we had a blast. Definitely, we're gonna go next year, I believe.
I think so.
It was so easy working with those people on that. They're fucking just professional as shit, which was something we haven't experienced in Lexington conventions to this point.
I was like, professionalism? What's that? What's that? You crazy? You crazy when you talk to me about professionalism?
I don't like this new internet stuff. I like to get 70-year-old people in here that I can screw over who don't know business at all. Billy says, Loomis, where do babies come from?
Based on your profile pic, you look exactly like the kind of person that would ask that question, Billy. Let me tell you something. Some men call it the greatest gift of all time, and other men call it the black hole of despair. I'm talking about the coochie. That's where they come from. That's it.
You know what? I changed my mind. They were right. We definitely shouldn't be allowed to come anywhere.
Yeah, because I'm not. But I'm not going to stand up in the middle of the convention floor and talk about coochies, and that's where babies come from.
Hey, you did get yelled at Marika's because we stood on a table and did a toast to everybody. As Loomis.
I had partaken too much in the adult flavors that evening, and I was like, you know what? If I go to jail, that'll be pretty badass. If I go to jail in the Loomis costume, because once they pick me up, like, you don't have a police force, and then they're like, and then when they get me in the back of the cruiser, I'll start crying and be like, dude, I've never been in trouble for real. Can we do something about this?
You imagine if you were in the back of the cruiser as Loomis and the cops driving it, and you just slink up to the gate and you're like, he's here.
No, dude. All of my fucking like bravado would disappear once like I was away from the crowd and I wasn't showing off anymore. Then I would be like, oh well, now I'm in trouble. Like now I'm gonna be like, so officer, can my wife post bond? Like how long do I have to sit in there with everyone else? Can I get like a special cell? Because I definitely I'm not dressed for that. And he was like, I thought you were a big badass. I thought you were a Dr. Loomis. It's like, it's fake.
It was a goof, man. It was a goof. I didn't know it would be taken seriously. Austin says, dang, Grandma, I see them salami nips again, and I'm opening the belly.
Who's nip? Who's nips? The mine? You couldn't see.
There's
no way.
I know he's not talking about me because I got tiny, pointy little nipples.
It's not mine because I got a plaid shirt on. There's no way you saw it.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time finding these things, but they're hard. That's why God gave me really hard nipples all the time. I can't wear thin shirts because it looks like I'm lactating. But other than that, it's a little tú much about my nipples. Daniel says, New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? I could never remember that. The white. Love you too, buddy. Great pool. Great pool.
Thank you, Daniel.
Like awesome.
By the way, I really appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out tonight. Yeah, for sure. And I'm sorry that we went on a little rant about festive scares. I know that some people are like, I don't even know what the fuck that is and why these assholes are talking about it. But some people know.
Hey, people like drama, right?
That's true. But they usually only like it when you're talking about other YouTubers or something like that.
Yeah. Well, some of these people try to do YouTube. They just failed at it, and that's why they don't like us. Did that come out of my mouth? Was that loud?
It's fucking Dave McRae. No, I'm kidding. I love him.
We love Dave. Oh
no, but Mike was making an into. He was talking about somebody, but we can't say who. But it was never mind. Maybe you'll know one day. I don't know.
Rhymes with the first three letters in Tesla.
Elon.
Nobody you guys would know. That's the joke. It's crazy how that works, isn't it? Lee!
Hey, Lee.
Motherfucker, appreciate that so much, brother. He says, hey, sexy fellas, looking amazing as always. Hey, Chalice, isn't it sexy seeing Loomis angry, especially him chasing Michael and his tidy whities with a skid mark?
That would be hilarious to see a fucking skid mark.
It reminds me of a great film called RoboCop 2, where he says, isn't my cock lovely tonight, Lois? I mean, the moon. But yeah, it's about the only thing in the world that can turn me off is Loomis's skid marks because I have smelled them, and it's like someone burnt down a Goodyear factory.
Well, you know, it's a stressful day, and sometimes I forget to wipe completely. Okay, how about you wipe that shit off your goddamn teeth, that dried cum? I don't want to hear it. You weren't watching RoboCop. You were watching RoboCock. Let's get
a little
it
extra
straight.
in there.
Porn. By the way, speaking of RoboCop, by the way,
it's
Lee,
like the McDonald's fries at the bottom of the bag. You know,
you gotta watch it greasy. Thank you, Lee. Really appreciate you, man. I was going to mention, though, it's a great segue that you were talking about RoboCop. Rogue City, which I know you guys remember me talking about how great of a game that was. That came out, I think, last year. Really underrated game. Had its problems, got its bugs, but as a AA studio, instead of a AAA studio, they really put a lot of heart and soul into that game. And it does feel like an actual continuation of the RoboCop movies. They're going to be releasing, I think, this summer, DLC called Unfinished Business, and it looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to play it.
Oh, they're doing another one? I had no idea.
Just the DLC. They're doing like an expansion. They're not doing a brand new game, but a lot of people, but I'm really happy about it though. Like that, the game is so fucking fun, dude. I got that for you for your birthday, which you still haven't.
I played it. You don't believe me? I fucking played it. I swear to God, I did.
5 minutes, and you're like, this sucks. I'm going back to Madden. I have bets.
No, I even did. I even was writing a video for Joe Blow about RoboCop 3, and I even threw that in there at the end. I was like, by the way, this game's fucking badass.
RoboCop Rogue City. Yeah, if you guys don't know, it takes place between RoboCop. I think it takes place between RoboCop 1 and RoboCop 2, or it could be RoboCop 2 and 3. But this, it doesn't have anything to do with that shitty RoboCop 3, and especially not the even worse remake. But it is a great game. I'm going to be interested to see if they got Peter Weller to come back to do the DLC, because Peter Weller made up the majority of their budget, like to get him to do that, because he comes back and voiced Alex Murphy, which was awesome. But that took a huge chunk of that game's budget.
I'd like to give you a huge chunk of my dick.
That's gay. Sign me up.
No, it really was a great game though, dude. Like you can hear his boots stomping when he's going through the gunplay feels real. It's really good. But by the way, RIP my marriage. I just wanted to throw it out there. I looked back and she's not looking at me right now. She has no idea. She's doing it right now. She's looking at her phone laughing. You know what that means? She's doing this right here. She's doing this right here.
Laughing at the picture she took of your wiener while you were sleeping.
It's over. So which one is texting my wife right now, huh? Which one? I'm kidding. She's watching.
Dude, that actually did happen. That actually did happen to a YouTuber. They were cheat. Well, they didn't cheat, but they were one of the mods were having a kind of a flirty thing back and forth with this dude's wife. And the dude was
she was into it.
And the dude the main I'm not gonna say his name, but the guy he's on fucking live, dude, and people were roasting him. They're like, hey, this is what happened, and he was coping. He's like, that could have been anything. They're pulling up the shots, and he's like, that could have been anything.
Oh god, that'd be awful on the live stream.
I actually felt bad for him.
I owe you one, Mike. I'm gonna send you one. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you one, but I'm gonna rub my dick on it first so that you can smell it.
Smell the fucking sex.
You'll know my scent. You will. That's like a worst nightmare scenario, though. What you just explained to me. I'm gonna have bad dreams about that.
You know what? It's not like he's ever gonna see this. The guy's name was Wings of Redemption. If you guys know, Jordy Jordan. I think that's his name. But I always he definitely went off the handle a few times. Like he's known in a lot of circles in the gaming world as like a lolcow. And his wife, though, from what I understand, she didn't actually cheat on him, but the flirty back and forth between one of his mods and her was pretty bad. And people don't like him. People don't like him. And he's got like dedicated trolls that come onto his channel and just fuck with him. And they literally were pulling up what the text messages were and putting it on screen.
That sounds like a really great thread for Reddit's "Am I the Asshole?" Those are so good.
It's the definition of Reddit. That's what it is.
We've talked about this before, but if you guys are ever bored on the toilet and you get sick of watching our dumbasses, there's a thread on Reddit called "Am I the Asshole?" It's like AIMA or something. And what's funny, because one time I got banned from there because the first time I found out that was a thing, I submitted immediately a fake story, and I was like, "Am I the asshole? I have this therapist, and he's really mean to me. I was in some trouble when I was younger, and he's a real piece of crap to me. And he's kept me locked in a room for 15 years. And his breath smells real bad. It smells like Asian tea." And I wrote this whole big long thing about from the point of view of Michael Myers dealing with Dr. Loomis. And it was like, am I the asshole or is my therapist a piece of shit? And it lasted through like 4 views before someone's like banned it as a fake story.
Yeah,
But
there actually is a lot of engagement bait that shit that happens. It's usually on Quora though. They'll come up with something stupid like something like that, and it's obvious that it's like engagement material because they want to get their post engaged with, and they usually get banned.
That's true.
Quick. But
you can tell some of them are fake.
Well, it's just funny because I literally just got you heard my email go off. I'm signed up to apartment living, so I just got a new post was put in apartment living on Reddit. It said, listen, it said, whoever made this sign has also, whoever made the sign has also started leaving unused poop bags at my door. And there's a note. There's a note that someone left at his neighbor. It was like, there is a sign saying fine of $50, $500 for leaving dog shit. We'll set up something to report you for not picking it up. And this thing was like, my dog is 85 pounds and leave turds 4 times his size. And I clean them. Now the complex is calling me saying I need to clean up my dog shit. The person leaving these signs thinks it's me. And then there's all this fucking. I literally will sit here all night and read this shit.
Yeah, that's dude. That's I bet that's a good one. I bet it's really
well. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about toilet time. Like,
yeah,
that's what you have. Like, if you go on Reddit, man, you get some great stories. And remember, every poo-poo time is pee-pee time, but not every pee-pee time is poo-poo time. Did you ever think about that? I heard it.
Put that on my gravestone, pal.
It was a joke that somebody made, like a meme or something of. It was Heath Ledger talking to the Batman in the interrogation scene in Dark Knight. He's like, every poo-poo time is pee-poo time.
I can see that shit. Lee also says, thank you, Lee, dude. You're the fucking best. He said, I don't see physical media going anywhere because, God forbid, if we lose the internet, how are we going to watch our movies? There's a scene in that movie that the Obamas made. I think the executive produced it, that I Leave the World Behind or something with Ethan Hawke. It was actually, I thought it was a pretty good movie. But there's a scene where the little girl is like, she's almost done watching Friends. And she's like obsessed with her iPad or whatever, but then the war happens and we lose all internet. And at the end of the movie, there's a scene where she walks into someone's bunker and there's just a giant shelf of physical media of like DVDs and shit like that. And the little girl's like, the music's like, oh, and I was like, that's exactly what it's going to be like. If there ever is internet warfare, whatever the fuck you call it. What's it called? Cyber attacks, cyber
attack.
War?
Yeah.
And we lose the internet for like ever. Man, people are going to be clamoring, obviously, for food and non-perishable goods, but there's also going to be a big market for physical media at that point. Because if you still have electricity, at least you can go back and imagine that. Imagine if they somehow took the internet away from forever, and all we have are these relics of old Hollywood on these little precious scratchable discs. And then like there becomes like an underground for those, because you can't sell them on eBay. Like so other people be like killing people trying to get in their house and get like, antibiotics and shit like that. And I'm like, where that DVD collection though? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think it's one of those things. I think that what happened just recently is showing people the value of keeping physical media and maybe making a case for the fact that it probably is not a good idea to phase that out completely. What I'm talking about is the blackout that just happened with PSN. It went down for a few days. No explanation was given by Sony. I don't think they even came out and have said what happened. But the internet was gone, or not the internet, but the PlayStation Network was down for a lot of people for like 2 or 3 days. They couldn't get their games. They couldn't download. If they had movies on there, they couldn't watch them. There was nothing. They were fucked. And again, it was like, and games that you had bought, right? Like games that you owned, because maybe you didn't have space on your hard drive, you deleted it or something. You couldn't even go back and re-download that game to play it. So you really didn't own it. You just rented it long term from these people. So yeah, it's definitely I think that physical media, I don't think it'll go anywhere, but here's the thing. I definitely don't think Microsoft or Sony or even Nintendo for that matter are going to be investing in it in the next cycle of the consoles, because from what I'm understanding, the next PlayStation 6, and the new Xbox is going to be, they're not even going to come with disc drives. I mean, look at the PlayStation 5 Pro. You couldn't even buy a disc drive. I think it didn't even come with a disc drive, right? Or no, you had to buy it separately.
Thank God you got that Ghostbusters 2016 DVD, bro.
I'd rather fucking torch that shit and pee on it. I would rather
just take me, Russia. Take me now.
I would immigrate and be Vladimir Putin's bitch than watch that. I would never. That is such a garbage ass fucking movie, dude. I will ride a horse with Vladimir. I will ride.
That's
a horse.
That's a good point, though. Games are really fucked because like Xbox.
That's what I'm saying. Well, because there's a lot of people out here that like maybe have a hard drive that only has like 500 gigabytes, and the games are like 60 and 70 gigabytes, and you only download a few of them, and then you have to like delete something so you can add something new. Once it's gone off your system, it's just in the ether. But if that network goes down, you can't download it again.
I think there's a real good chance that at some point in the future, maybe when my kids are grown, that VHSs might become like the new record players and whatnot. Well,
there's already a market growing for a collectible of VHSs. I mean, they're actually
some of them are already worth money, but I'm talking like when you get to a point where like Speed or Godzilla are like worth hundreds of dollars or some shit, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Physical media is one of those things that I don't think it'll ever really go anywhere. I just I think that you'll get. There's not a big of a demand for it anymore, and besides that, like these studios know that that's a huge cost for them to make discs and put them in, and make the cases and send them out. They don't want to do that. If they can just directly feed that shit into your face at midnight release day, and you also don't have to stand in line at GameStop or whatever, and you can just get it digitally. That saves them money. And you get it quicker, but there's always a cost for everything. So we'll see.
I didn't realize I started such a stir in the chat because I showed my inner thigh just now.
I didn't see it.
I know you didn't notice because you've been with me and inside of me many times, so it's no big news to you. But I upset some folks' wieners in the chat. I'm sorry. Got you all hot and bothered with that hairy inner leg.
I just see Michael getting really hot and bothered with it, but everybody.
Well, I expected that. There's a couple other.
But no,
you're welcome, Mike.
What Tomo says, Jay, they also have a gentleman's agreement about pricing. Once digital is king, goodbye advantage sales. That's true. There you go. I also think it's not gonna. I also think like something like to be fair, I'm pretty sure Xbox will have one more console, probably, but I really think Xbox is moving out of the console wars completely, and they just want to be a
streaming.
Netflix. Yeah. Well, their Game Pass is fucking.
Which would be
awesome.
great if the cloud gaming wasn't a piece of fucking shit.
Well,
try to do that on Patreon several times. It always dinks us.
Yeah, it's been in beta since Jesus had sandals, so it's been in beta for a long fucking time. I don't know when
it needs to go into fucking alpha mode, bro.
It's been in beta since like the cross that Jesus was crucified on was a tree. It's been a long time, but I'm saying like, I think that Microsoft 100% are like, I mean, because also there's even rumors that Halo is coming to PlayStation, and no one ever thought that was going to be a reality. That literally Master Chief, you can play it on PlayStation. Ooh. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, Microsoft is interested in making money, and they do want to become the Netflix of the consoles. And if they can do that and not have to worry about making consoles any longer, that's even though Phil Spencer has come out and he said, "Oh, there's nothing to worry about," but I'm not going to believe that dude. But
I had I had a few surveys the other night, so I know I showed you the website, but I'm not sure if I showed you this or not. They're bringing back have you heard about this? The Nintendo 64 is coming back, but it's going to be one of those that like I have one, you have one, the little consoles that you can actually play like Super Nintendo and NES games on. And like the controller's not the exact same or whatever, but you can play your old games on it. A lot of us have those by now, but they're doing one for Nintendo 64.
Is that
coming out soon?
Is Nintendo the one doing it?
No, it's a company called like Analog. It's a company called Analog.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing though, it'll play actual Nintendo 64 games.
Yeah.
You plug the Nintendo 64 game. So by the way, all of your Nintendo 64 media just took a hike up in value because it's not like electronic or whatever. I mean, it's electronic, but it's not like built into a cloud. But you plug and play the Nintendo 64 game, and it upscales all your games automatically to fucking 4K.
Yeah,
it has HDMI.
Yeah, it's an emulator.
The other ones don't upscale them to 4K though.
Well, though I've got one that it's got the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and you can play Sega Genesis cartridges on it, and it upscales it to like HD, so it's not like 4K.
Oh, really?
It's like well, it's because there's two. You can put the red, white, blue, or the red, white, yellow cables in, which is like AV cable. You can use the AV if you want, and it also has the HDMI connection. But
okay, the one I have is only the ATTV or whatever. So
the ATVs. It drives itself. But the thing is they're cool emulators. I think that it's awesome, but Nintendo itself will not, because people remember when Nintendo put out the anniversary Nintendo edition or whatever it was, and it had like games built into it. It was just like, for nostalgia reasons. And then they put out the Super Nintendo, like the minis. Well, people were asking, where's the N64? And the reason why Nintendo decided, and I mean, they never came out specifically and said this, but the reason why they will never make it is because they would rather charge people for their online services where they could play those games than having to build the games into a system and release it once, and then nobody would buy or I'm not saying nobody would buy it, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, but also
one.
The thing about this one though, that's pretty cool also. So it's got 4 ports there. Here's the ass part. It doesn't have the fucking Nintendo 64 remote. That's the remote right there. And the price tag also sucks. Because I want that remote with that big old dong in the middle. You know what I mean? Like the leg that hangs out.
Yeah, when you get bored, you can suck it. But what's the price?
That's the other part that sucks. What's your guess? Guess what do you think the price is?
I was gonna say between 150 and 200, but I'll go with 200.
$249.99.
Well, fuck you, Charles. I don't think I'll be buying it.
Here's the worst part: the remote doesn't come with it. You got to buy it. It's a Bluetooth remote. Nope. That's $40. So technically, to get one remote, it'd be about $300.
No way. I'm not doing it.
That's ass. Don't like that at all.
Because I think the new Nintendo console that's coming out, the Switch 2, is going to be $450. So it's no thanks. No thanks.
And like Switch, do you have to? So with Switch, is the screen on the thing, or do you play it on your TV, but you have the remote? But you can do both. Play it like on the bus.
You can take it. So it's actually pretty cool. You can play it on your TV. Yeah, and the controllers come off the side, and you can play it with like a regular. You can also get like an extra controller if you want like more of a classic feel. But you can also, what you can do is you can actually take it and disconnect it from the TV and still have the screen and play the game in a handheld form.
That's pretty cool. Have you ever thought about getting one? Have you ever been interested in that market?
A Switch?
Yeah,
I have one.
You have a Switch?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you had a Switch.
I bought it used like 2 years ago.
No shit.
Or I actually.
What do you think about what do you think about switching switching the in the batter's box? You know.
Well, the problem with the game, like I got it. I enjoyed it for a little while, and then I kind of got bored of it because here's the classic Nintendo catalog is what I was going for, like the online stuff where you could play classic games on it. It's limited. They don't have every original Nintendo game. They don't have every original Super Nintendo game or N64 game. And I was like, well, fuck this. I just got an emulator and I can play like hundreds of games from all of them.
I get that. And the biggest bitch about those two on a lot of those other ones is you can't save. I mean, you couldn't when you were a kid either a lot of times. But like, if they had a save aspect, that would be way better. There's also this, by the way, though. And by the way, if you guys want to chat, I'm going to start putting news stories and stuff on here, stuff that we talk about, and they're always attached to old videos. It's whamnews.com. But also, this is pretty dope, dude. I never realized this. Did you know that Domino's never had stuffed crust pizza before, but they do now?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't know that.
That shit looks good as hell, and it's like $9. I think it's like $9. It only comes in medium for some reason, but you just get 2 of them bitches for yourself. But
honey, I'm gonna be fat for the weekend. Leave me alone.
Yeah, dude. I would fuck that shit. Is stuffed crust the best pizza? By the way, is that the best? Is that the top pizza?
I mean, I think stuffed crust pizza. I like anything stuffed, so for sure.
Yeah, I think New York pizza is my number 1, but number 2 is definitely stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything better than. I mean, I will say I had like maybe a couple of months ago, I had Jets Pizza for the first fucking badass, dude. That it was Detroit, like their style, Detroit style pizza. God damn, that's fucking good, dude.
I only had it once, and I thought I was kind of mid, as the kids say. But
you're kind of mid. No, you're kind of mid. It's actually false what you just said.
Everyone knows I'm great.
But no, that it's like a deep dish pizza, but you know, and most people would confuse that with Chicago. But that's actually not Chicago's known pizza. It's the tavern pizza they're known for.
Hey, Adrian likes stuffed buttholes. It's like it's like crab stuffed mushrooms.
You know who's also liking stuffed buttholes is P. Diddy for show. He's having to learn to love that.
Big fan. I saw a news story the other day where someone was like, I can't remember who it was, but it was this dude who was like cellmates with Diddy. He was like in a cell next to him, and he was like, he's actually very kind. He's been very kind.
Yeah, he has to be because he doesn't want his shit pushed in.
Like that.
I still think I think I don't even know when the trial is for Diddy. I don't know when all that shit's happening. I don't know, but I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's got long, Jim.
I bet he's in some posh ass cell though. They're afraid of somebody doing anything to him, so he's probably pretty protected.
Well, Epstein was pretty protected too, and you know he found a fucking way to out himself or kill himself.
He walked so Diddy could run.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger killed his ass. He got in there. He's like, I don't know what
happened. Avery, long time watcher, first time super chat. Love you guys. Love you too, buddy. Appreciate that, and welcome to the super chat titty. It gets addictive after a while. You got to put a tongue in it. What? Jake says math is gay, which that's true, but like in a negative way. Gay is positive, but math gay is negative. Yeah. But the Giants are even negativer.
Hey, I see that you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. So when did you swear off pussy? Was it recently or was that for a while? No, dude. New York Giants. It was weird because I thought we were going to pick up Aaron Rodgers, which I didn't know how I felt about that. But nope, that's not going to happen, which I think that's a good thing because I thought he was going to do
50-50 right now.
Well, yeah, but I think he's going to go to the Steelers.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like, it's going to be fascinating to see where Rodgers goes. I'd say you've still got probably a 35% chance that he goes to the Giants because
but it depends on what he's going to ask for. But here's the thing. I thought, I swear to God, I thought they might do a Kurt Warner thing where they bring him on. He's a seasoned quarterback. They pay him, give him like a 2-year contract, and they bring in a younger quarterback like Eli with Kurt Warner and have him get a tutelage. And then that's it. But I don't think they're going to do that because they can't afford Eli or what's his name? Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think Rodgers probably isn't going to be that expensive, dude, because he's already made more money than any other NFL quarterback in history. And plus, he already lives in New York because he was just playing for the Jets.
I know,
he's actually
but I don't
allegedly closer. He lives closer to the Giants stadium than he did the Jets stadium. But the thing is that the Steelers have a way better roster. So a lot of people expect him to go to the Steelers and to play for Mike Tomlin. Plus, he wants to play 2 years. And with the Giants, everybody's like, well, if you go there and it's a shit show, they're just going to do the same thing the Jets did, which is blow up the whole thing. So if you go to Steelers, you'll probably be good and you'll have another chance for another year.
The two teams I saw that were looking at him were besides
facility,
the Giants,
not stadium. Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah, was the Steelers and the Raiders, which I thought there was no chance at all for him going to the Raiders. Like I couldn't see him being a Raider, but apparently he's from California, which I didn't know, so it wouldn't be a big shift for him.
Well, the Raiders are in Vegas now, though.
I know, but I mean, it's right next to it.
They were in Oakland, where Green Day's from. But yeah,
but if he goes to Raiders, dude, he'll be like, don't they change fucking like members of their team like every other year? Like, doesn't the owner just fire everybody every other year?
Yeah, the Raiders just got Geno Smith, so they're sad. He's definitely not going there. But there's a small chance he goes to the Vikings. But I think it's probably going to be the Steelers or the Giants for sure. But the Giants are making some moves in free agency that apparently Rodgers says me likey. So that's why he's having such a hard decision. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Do you want Aaron Rodgers or no?
Fuck no, I don't want him.
What if you're good? What if you go to the playoffs with him?
No, I don't want him. No,
you still don't want him?
I don't want him.
I won't be a Steelers fan this year, guys.
Dude, you have to be a Giants fan if he goes to the Giants.
If he goes to the Giants, I'll just borrow your hat.
Yeah, I got two of them.
No, I'm still a Packers fan first and foremost, even though they're not doing dick in the free agency. But neither are the Dallas Cowboys, Avery. So sorry about, Jake. So sorry about that. It was the Boogeyman says John Carpenter's having a concert in New York this October, 10 minutes from my house. If it don't cost my nutsack, I'm going.
That's
dude, first concert since 2018.
Yeah, it's just going to be him chain smoking Marlboro Reds and talking about how Halloween is not the only movie he's ever done. You bunch of bastards! I've done 1 million movies.
I'm pretty bummed myself, Boogeyman, because a band that I really it's one of my fucking top 3 favorite bands of all time. People are going to judge me for this because of some stuff that came to light a few years ago, but it's a band called Brand New. The singer did some fucked up shit, but he's since been in therapy and apologized and fixed his life and been through a lot. But the band's coming back, and I've never seen them live. And they're doing a handful, just 3 shows, and one of them's in fucking Newport, just an hour from here. And I sat for 3 straight days in the pre-sale, refresh. And the second the tickets went on sale, all gone. Couldn't get them. And the tickets were only $60, but the resale, people scalped them and they're selling them for like $500 a piece. So it would cost $500 to get into that show now. I'm pretty bummed about that. Fucking scalpers, dude. Scalpers are the goddamn worst.
I swear I heard somewhere about they were trying to get a reform done with Ticketmasters or some shit. I don't know who was leading the charge on that. It was some kind of a rock guy. I think it was Kid Rock. I think Kid Rock was like leading the charge, and he had a bunch of other artists with him that were trying to get some changes made with like Ticketmaster or something like that, where scalpers wouldn't be able to sell the ticket at like a high value of like something like that. I don't know what they were doing, but it was something he's leading the charge on it. Like trying to get changes within that in the like the Ticketmaster stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, between that and banging Lori Boebert, he's had a big month.
I'd bang her.
Big month.
But no, she can get a hand job anytime she wants.
I experienced it's a freedom job right there. I experienced the price gouging with Blink, but this is just it was a rare once in a lifetime opportunity, and everybody knew it. That's why of all 3 shows, they were just the second it went live, sold out completely.
Yeah,
dick dunked.
Yeah, well, I know that the various ticket agencies, they are pretty big fucking scammers when it comes to a lot of shit. I
actually think that AXS, which is the site that it was on, was full of shit with that whole gamut, dude, because I kept getting the tickets in my cart. I sat there for like a half an hour refreshing, and I kept getting the tickets in my cart, but when I would go to pay for them, it'd be like, oops, sorry, we're out of tickets. And I think that they were doing that shit on purpose so that they could resell them to fucking sites themselves. I don't
probably
know
what it was.
Allegedly, but
yeah,
that's what I believe.
Well, I know what I believe. I got to go tinkle in the toilet and visit the apple juice man. So I'll be back soon.
Okay. Enjoy. Touch his wiener for me. And tell me about it later. Write a poem about the apple juice man's wiener. I'd like to see that poem. I'd like to read that poem. I'd like to be a part of that poem. Turlington, the man with the greatest name in YouTube, says, I guess my dog is pissed off at me, or at least holding some kind of grudge, because came home to find a spiked shit in the hallway staring daggers at me. Clever girl. Same, dude. My dogs do that shit all the time, and they know when they do it. So, point blank, Thor, and you guys know my dogs. There's Thor and there's Hella, right? So Hella has a Thor doesn't even like toys. He's like, just take me for a walk. And that's all I fucking want out of life is you to take me for a walk every fucking day. And that's all I want. We can't actually say that word in the house. We have to spell it WALK. Because if you say the word walk, Thor will start jumping around, freaking the fuck out, going crazy. He loves it more than I wish I loved anything as much as that dog loves walks. But anyway, Hella went to bed one night when I went to bed. I didn't even think about it. Just opened the door, went to bed, and she crawled in the bed with us, and Thor was in the hallway. And I shut the door. The next morning I came out, and this motherfucker, she has a box of toys that sits over here that all her toys go in that she plays with. She goes and gets one out. She doesn't put it back in. That would be rad. But anyways, this motherfucker went, and not only did he piss on the carpet, but he pissed and made a circle, made a fucking sprinkler circle of piss and pissed on her toy box, on the wall, on the carpet, all the way around. And he knew what he was doing. Dogs do that shit, dude. That's their only way of fighting back. It's like the Democrats. That was just a joke. That was a joke. I'm not, you guys know me, I'm a centrist. That was just funny. But no, like seriously, like they do that shit. I have no doubt about it, dude. They will just like, you didn't do what I wanted to. Well, now this is going to happen. Like the only thing I can do to fight back is to take a big old steamy shit right here on the floor. And they'll do that. They're evil little bastards when it comes to poo pee pee time. You deserve that though. He's like, your name's Turd. Here's a turd, bitch. How you like them apples? Thanks, buddy. Dude, does Buster ever spite poop?
Huh?
Does Buster ever get mad at you guys and spite pee or poop in the house?
I mean, sometimes he makes, not in the house. I mean, sometimes when he's pooping outside, he gives me a weird look, like he's mad. Like he's like, I don't really have to go, but you're forcing me to.
But if like you're late coming home one day, he's never been like, fine, well, I'm gonna shit.
No, luckily Buster's not shit or pissed in the house since he was like 6 months old.
Oh yeah. My dogs do it when they get mad at me. Like out of spite. Well, just Thor. Actually, I don't think Hella does that. Hella's too stupid to have spite in her heart.
No, but I just had a conversation with him about it. I was like, listen here, you cannot go duty in the house whenever you feel like it. You must tell me if you gotta go outside and use facility. And like, all right. That was it.
Missed a good fucking you missed a good political joke I made. Nobody even got mad at me. It was so funny.
By the way, I was gonna say to the dude that was about I was joking, dude, about Cowboys. Like, I mean, I don't care. I was literally joking. I don't follow the Giants that much to even get offended. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, I don't know how it was a few streams ago. They're like, "Oh, Jay can't take a joke." I was like, "I totally could take a joke." I wasn't being serious, but sometimes it's hard to tell whether I'm joking or not. But I was totally joking.
Should have been a cowboy.
No, I just felt like I should clarify that. Like, that's probably why I also shouldn't ever get back. Never actually use Twitter in order to communicate with people, because also I would say shit that would be like, "What the fuck, dude? What a disgusting take." And then I'm like, all right, let me explain how a joke works. Obviously, you're retarded, and you need to explain to it.
I literally have to make myself stop using it because I just get in trouble all the time. Because I'll make a joke, and then someone will take it too seriously, but then that'll actually piss me off. So, like, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, you fucking Nancy.
Some people just,
and then, like, it'll turn into, like, a whole thing. And I'm like, wow, I just ruined, like, an hour of my day fighting with people I don't even like online who are a bunch of sissies who can't take a joke. It's awful. It's a terrible place to live.
Go lace up your New Balance shoes, you pussy.
Yeah.
Talking to people.
Go pick up some dog shit. I don't know what I was going to say. What were we talking about? Austin said Helen Hunt has a big, fat paycheck. For what?
She does. I don't know.
What does she do?
From her residuals from Twister.
I bet those are wonderful residuals.
I actually have no idea.
I'm a wonderful.
Helen Hunt is attractive in certain lights. She's kind of got a Kirsten Dunst face a little bit.
I think she had a minute. Not today.
Like, no, I just feel like, well, it's like certain angles make her look like
For me.
She's like, oh my God, really? Let me hang out with your pillowy mounds. And then other times you're like, what the fucking jack shit is that? I mean, it happens.
Hot pillowy mounds of mashed.
Yeah. You know, well, I actually just saw a video, and it was, I don't know why it was on the, like, it was like, oh, wow, look at this. They were like, this is a video showing how light can change someone's face. And it showed all these different angles, how the face changes. It's like, yeah, that's called good lighting. Like, most people do it. Like, we can't figure it out. That's why we look like shit. But it's called filters and stuff. Girls usually use that for heavy lifting on Instagram and OnlyFans.
JK said, Jay, think about the record numbers.
What about record numbers?
I was hoping that you would understand. It was probably from
Jay, think about the record numbers. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
How Have you heard about speaking of record numbers, have you heard about the lady who like goes places and sleeps with like thousands of dudes? Like
Yeah, yeah, she slept like 1,000 fucking dudes in like a week, and then she was at some kind of beach resort, and everyone was like taking pictures of this big slut, like she was a celebrity. I was like, if you're gonna get that close to her, dude, you literally are getting spittle of TDS, fucking STDs on you. I was thinking about TDS or Trump derangement signal, but STDs.
Look at this, guys. Hey, I'll find it because it's crazy. Like, this is this chick who, I'm sure it's on
1,000 dudes.
My feed's been nothing but this all day long, but I'm sure now that I'm looking for it, I won't be able to find it. But
did you hear the dude describe what it was like?
The
like
1,000.
Well, yeah, he went. So this guy he said he didn't do it. I don't know if he did or not, but he said that when you went in when she was doing this, he said there was a line of fucking dudes like standing in line, like they were like getting ready to see Blink-182 or something, and they're all hanging out, not making
same experience, by the way.
Well, yeah, but not making eye contact, not like talking, just very sad and sullen lives. And then they were like, and he said when you walk in, it's like, God, I could only imagine the fucking stink of cum in there. Like it's got to smell like pure like oil and shit.
Context for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about. This OnlyFans model named Bonnie Blue has twice pulled off the stunt. One time she slept with like 100 men in like 72 hours or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but the second time she slept with 1,000 dudes in 24 hours. Like Jay said, they were lined up in the hallways and shit.
Yeah, a lot of dong did she sling, but she's the dong slayer is what I hear. The dong slayer, not the doom slayer, the dong slayer. But no, yeah, the guy said he walked in and he's like, they're like, they literally lined up and were like taking turns on her coochie. Like it was like, and I was like, it sounds so fucking nasty, dude. It's like everybody was just in there watching. And then you go up to like, it's like you were going up to the roller coaster ride, and then that little rolly thing that you go up, they're like, all right, pump it up, and then you pump and you done, and then you move on down the line.
Yeah, like could you imagine being the last dude? Go in there and it's just like, oh, it's so gooey.
Her vagina would probably look like that black hole. That's the biggest black hole in the universe called Ton 617.
Do you think they give everyone a turkey baster before they go in? Just like, hey, BYOB, like clean up after the guy before you. Just all right. Well, I mean, that is so gross. Like anybody who would do that is so nasty. Like you literally just. Oh my God, dude! It's like
I like how this guy's simulating getting snowballed. This guy's literally stimulating getting snowballed, which is basically spitting the cum back into your mouth after she blows you. That's right. So hot. So
this is a picture from she apparently in her latest stunt. She showed up to spring break with a bunch of college kids and has been like doing a bunch of sexual stuff. This is this dude letting her spit in his mouth. Yeah, she slept with 1,057 people in 12 hours. She made a surprise appearance at spring break. And that's not a bad looking dude. You know what I mean? Like that guy could probably, go out and just do well for himself. And instead he just got so many things. But yeah, she just went up to random dudes.
It's so weird. Like all these fucking beta males, these sip boys are like literally treating her like she's like the Queen of England.
Yeah, dude.
Like you realize that this chick will have no chance at all in the future to have a married to actually get a husband. There's no fucking way it happens. Or she finds a dude worth a shit.
Probably do with a lot of money too. Probably do with a lot. Look at this guy, man.
It's weird too because I was watching. I don't know if you've ever heard of this show called Fresh and Fit podcast.
No.
Okay, well, basically what they do is they bring on a lot of ladies. They talk. It's like a dating show. Is essentially what it is, but. This guy was, I don't know if it was Fresh or Fit. I can't remember which one was talking about it, but he was saying that, he's like, here's the thing about these OnlyFans models. And he said, I know a lot of the top 1% that make like $300,000 a month or $350,000 a month, fucking loaded.
Some of them make millions.
Well, yeah. Millions. Well, yeah. He said they're at about now 36, 37. They're on the, back end of their 30s and they cry all the time because they realize how hard it's going to be for a normal dude to date them because of the history they're going to have. I mean, you literally blow dudes on the internet, you fuck them on the internet, you do all this shit on the internet, and then you expect to have a normal dude afterwards. A lot of people aren't. Why would they? I mean, it's true. I mean, I'm saying you do shit like this. It's the same thing with porn stars, dude. Like I would never date a porn star. I mean, yeah, you jack your meat to them on the internet now and again, but you never actually date them because you don't. It's just, it literally ruins.
It said Fresh and Fit. You're better than that, Jay. I don't know what it is, so I have no.
It's a dating show. I don't watch it continuously. I watched one particular podcast when they were talking about this. Hug your children. That's true.
That's true.
I mean, I bet she never.
You gotta love those sweet gifts.
Yeah, if she'd heard "I love you" from her non-existent dad, maybe she would have taken a different route in life. You never know. But my point being is that I'm not saying like I don't fucking care what you do. You do what you want if you're an adult. You make those adult decisions. But yeah, there are a lot of chicks that get out there and do that kind of shit. It's easy money, and then they wind up being alone in life for a long time because high value men or whatever are not going to look for like that kind of chick. I mean, again, personally, I would not date a porn star. I would not. And people are like, because I couldn't be comfortable with it. There's no fucking way I could ever be comfortable with that. Or if it was an OnlyFans chick, there's no way.
No, and first off, like, let this be known. I think people, when they do it, not what she's doing, that's, oh God, I just feel bad for that poor girl and her psyche. But like,
she's speed running dick. She's speed running dick with a game genie.
But like with people who do it their own way as entrepreneurs and they monetize their bodies or whatever, like, the whole sex work argument. I'm like, great, good for you. It's awesome. I don't think it's awesome if you have kids in school. I think that you're really putting an undue weight. And look, we get on the internet and we do cock jokes and dumb shit all the time. And I have kids, and you think about, so I get it in a sense, but that is obviously different. I think that I feel bad for some of these people's kids when you're a teenage boy in high school and some kids walked over, was like, hey, it just winked it to your mom last night. That's oof.
There's literally a video of a chick that's on OnlyFans, and I guess she's pretty popular. I don't know her name, but she like calls her brother, and she's like, so what's your friends at school say? And her brother goes to school with people that seen her OnlyFans. Like, watch her do this shit. Like, you gotta imagine what that's fucking like. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm not saying personally, I'm not on a moral high ground talking about what you should and shouldn't do with your body. You do what the fuck you want. If you're 18 and you want to go out and do what you want, do what you want. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, everything has a consequence, and sometimes it's a consequence you don't see a long term. And I'm saying, like, you can be rich at the end of all of your dick sucking, but you might not be happy with it. I'm just saying.
And Jonathan says a lot of the OnlyFans models don't actually make that great of money, which is sad because if you imagine there's got to be women who are struggling out there, and you got to pay attention too, because you could have these women being ran by people like allegedly the Tate brothers and crap like that who are doing it against their will. But like, you got to think too, they need to be honest with that stuff, because you're going to have women who are having financial troubles, who are really struggling, and that's literally a last ditch effort, and they hear that they can go and they can make all this money, and it's just not true for some people. And then they go and they do that and they fuck themselves out of a lot of future opportunities. That's dangerous. That's really dangerous and irresponsible.
Yeah. I know people are like, I thought you guys, because I just chastised Jay about watching Fresh and Fit. You guys are becoming bitch. Stop talking about it. I just briefly, but it is a newsworthy item, because it's fucking crazy that this chick did that many wieners. But
I think it's an interesting subject.
It is interesting, but I will say, I think, like, again, I just want to reiterate, you can do it. I don't give a fuck that you want to. I personally couldn't date with someone like that. I couldn't. But to the point that the guy was just.
Would you ever subscribe to one? Would you ever subscribe to one?
100%. Yeah. They got to get through college.
I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't. I would never subscribe to it. But when you can watch literally porn, you can watch porn for fucking free.
No,
on Pornhub, X Hamster, X Videos, pick your poison. It's free. But my point being is that to his point, yes, it's only the top 1%. I literally just watched the video. Another, like, again, I am revealing so much about myself. Like, what videos do you watch? Like, I get bored. I see all these videos on Twitter and I watch them. This chick went off at her fucking OnlyFans subscribers because they weren't donating enough money to her, because she only made like $50 in 5 hours. And she's like, you broke, ugly fucking bitches. And she, by the way, this bitch wasn't no goddamn prize either. I was like, yeah, you literally look like definition of skankola. Like, I'm sure like the guys that are watching you on your OnlyFans aren't exactly like loaded with money to give you tips. So I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy what people do for money, but it is what it be. I mean, do what you got to do, but I'm saying, there are consequences to it.
I mean, and as far as the feet stuff go, I hear women I don't have enough fingers to count on my hands how many times I've heard a woman that like lives in the suburban area I live in, just over drinks, joking around, talk about how they've considered doing feet porn, because like, I mean, it's just my feet, nobody will ever know who I am, and these women are making all this money. Like, that just goes to show you, people are when it's like like, people think about it. I got ugly ass feet. Volleyball has fucked my feet up. But like, if I was a chick and I wanted some exercise, like, it's just feet, dude, go for it. Pour some ketchup on them things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
There's
No one's
also
gonna
people that get
recognize
off
you,
and like, hey, you could just take a dump on a plate and then somebody will eat it. You don't have to eat it, but
sell some
somebody will
bath
eat it.
water.
Yeah, you can do what you want. We're a lot of weirdos out there.
Hey, I can take a dump in a box of Market Guarantee if you want. I've
No.
got spare time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Poor. Yeah.
But I sound like such a judgy bitch, and I swear to God, I'm really not being. I'm not saying like you can't do that, and I'm not saying that it's not the right choice for you. I'm just saying like a lot of these people don't realize the consequences later on down in life. That's all.
No, 100%. JK, look what you started with this tweet, with this super chat that we have no idea what we're talking
about. He said record
now
numbers, and I was like, well, you talking about the girl that had record number dicks in her? Like, which one are you talking about?
Joshua says, dude, when I went to Scarefest, I spent close to $1,000 in that building. Bullshit. I didn't even go into that. But yeah, like you're right. Like all the people who came down to meet us, like it's just, oh, man, they have no idea like how stupid. I can't imagine running a business that way. But hey, that's me, man. That's me.
Well, that's the thing, Josh.
Things will come around.
That's what we were talking about. The fact that, I mean, at the minimum, I think tickets to Scarefest was like what, $25, $30, something like that for a day pass.
Oh,
and this dude was giving, well, maybe it's 45, I don't know, but this dude was giving a shit over a $500 booth, and I'm like, dude, you literally made that back in an hour from people already pre-buying tickets to come and hang out with us. You already made that back, plus you made extra, and we didn't ask for a fucking dollar.
We probably spent more than $500 just buying booze for ourselves all week.
I 100% spent at least $1,000.
Those Michelob Ultras get expensive, buddy. Tip 27 McChicken says, someone say McDonald's fires? McDonald's fires. Fries? Fries. Probably meant to say fries. Hopefully McDonald's isn't on fire.
Someone say, I was like, is that the latest protest? Fuck McDonald's. Set it on fire.
Goddamn freedom fries.
But of course, you see somebody with the camera like catching someone's burning down a McDonald's. As they were burning it down, they'd be like grabbing the fries and eating it. Like, yeah, I hate McDonald's. Fucking bullshit.
Michael Part says, you guys plan on seeing Novocaine? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not, dude. I think personally, no disrespect to anybody on that movie. I like Jack Quaid. But I just, so I don't know if you see it. Did you see the trailer for Novocaine? Did we watch that one of our streams?
No, but I'll be going to get Novocaine next month.
But it's Jack Quaid. And basically he's got the condition where he's born without pain sensors. He can't feel anything. So he's kind of a loser. This girl that he's dating gets hijacked by a bunch of dudes, and he has to go be like a superhero and save her. But he's like a nerdy guy who can't feel pain, so he's getting stabbed and stuff, so he can't feel it.
Didn't Kick-Ass have that power too? When he gets hurt and then he comes back, he's like, I can't feel anything anymore.
I don't remember.
I know that Darkman did, because he had that explosion, all of his nerve endings were burned off.
Yeah, I don't know that for whatever reason that I feel like that movie would be annoying. I hate the best friend character. The best friend character is the guy in the chair from the Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland. Like, this is the guy in the chair. Like, I cannot stand that guy. There's something about his voice. Like, I do not get why people think that guy is funny. I think he's like the least funny person ever, and he's just whiny and annoying to me. But I just think the premise is too gimmicky for me. Like, it's too much of a gimmick. I don't see watching that and seeing anything that I'd be exciting to see. So no, I'm not going to see it personally, but I do like Jack Quaid. I'm a little oversaturated, I feel like, right now. Lee the Machine Bowers. Guess what? June 20th is happy 50th anniversary for Jaws.
That's pretty sexy. I wonder if they're going to do anything special for it. I wonder if they're going to do like a still book or something like that. Yeah, that's one movie, and I know I think we talked about it a little bit. I personally, and again, I know this like rubs people the wrong way, and their buttholes get leaky with all that like bitch juice. But I just think it's a little overrated. But the reason why I say that I think it's a really well done movie. I just think I'm not the target audience. When I watched it for the first time, I was like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. The shark looks cool. But for me, I never really thought it was that scary. I don't know. I just thought it was like, it was like, all right. It's like, it was all right.
I love Jaws because I love the setting in the ocean, and the shark is fucking cool as shit. I'm not a Jaws. So I'm not like as fan. There's a lot of people far bigger fans of Jaws than I am. I still like it a lot, but I just love that fucking shark, man. And I love that ride at Universal Studios. That would be badass for the 50th anniversary. They should bring back the Jaws ride.
They should never got rid of it. Rocked. They never should have got rid of it. That was the dumbest move they could have made.
For those of you guys who don't know what the Jaws ride was like, let me put you on game. All right, you would get in this fucking boat and you'd be on the water. Like they take you out onto this water, and man, the you'd have a tour guide who was talking shit. I can't remember if you had water guns or not. I feel like there may have been water guns. Maybe there
I
wasn't.
never went on it.
I don't think there was. I was really young. I wrote like 3 times, so I was really young. But no, you'd be out on the water and the shark would like bump the boat and you'd see it move and it would pop up out of the water, an actual gigantic animatronic shark. And at one point there's fire, like this shit blows up and you can feel the heat from the fire like out on the water. It was one of the coolest fucking things. I cannot believe they got rid of that. Our society sucks.
Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't know if it was because maybe it was just too expensive to keep up, or they thought the popularity had died down where they weren't getting as many visitors to it. I don't know. That is weird though, because to me it was like a staple of Universal Studios. Like if you went to Universal Studios, you were going to go ride the Jaws ride.
Yeah, take it or leave it's right. Twister was also a great ride. Not a lot of people got to experience that one. I actually did, and
I can understand why that one died out though, because that one was a good thing for its time, but I could see why, like, because the Jaws thing feels like it's like a legacy thing.
Yeah, well, look, I hate rides. Like, I don't like roller coasters or any of that shit. But Universal Studios was my jam because you had rides like that. And for those of you who don't know, Twister, you'd go and stand there, and they'd be like a tour guide. He would tell you about tornadoes and shit like that. And you'd be at the drive-in, and they had this big dusty like set, and they would actually formulate a real tornado. It would look like a real tornado in front of you, and you'd see stuff blowing around. It was really fucking rad.
Dude, one of my biggest regrets is that when I was younger, we went to Disney World when I was like 12, and it was all right. But when I found out all the shit that was at Universal Studios, that's where all the rides are. Like Disney World had some rides. I mean, I went on the old school Star Wars ride where you would go down into the Death Star, and like the one that they got rid of. I went on that one. That was really fun, and I went on a couple of other ones. Like the one, whatever that racist waterlog roller coaster that they got. I don't even know. You were the one like Banjarees or Jamboree Banjaree, whatever the fuck that was called.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Smoky Mountain Joe's, whatever the fuck it was called. I went on that one, and I didn't care about it one way or the other. But it was all like they're all like, oh, and Space Mountain was cool. Space Mountain was the best part of that entire trip. But when I found out all the shit that Universal was doing, like the Jaws ride. They had all this other shit. And I'm like, fuck, because when I was there, the Tower of Terror was being built. It wasn't even there yet. It was literally being built. And then I remember telling my uncle who had taken us, I was like, oh, maybe we should go to Universal. And he was like, yeah, let's just go to Universal. Let's go spend $70 a ticket, and then we'll just take our vacation and leave. And I'm like, God, you fucking dickhead. I was like, why don't you just take your girlfriend and shove it up your asshole?
I could see that guy saying that exactly.
Because as I got older, I was like, I know what it was, because mom and dad had paid for the trip, and he had taken his girl down with him, and she wanted to go to Disney World. That's what it was. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I will say that.
Anyway, that's a little bit unresolved trauma, I guess, and I shouldn't shout it.
I have unresolved trauma about Disneyland because my parents went to Disneyland when I was a kid, and dude, I was scared to death. Like, I'm talking like unusually scared of rides. I don't know why, but they literally like really scared me. Like, I did not want to do them. And the night before, they're going through like all the rides and stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. And they're like, I know where you're gonna do the fucking ride. I'm like, I'm not doing the fucking ride. So I got forced to be on those rides a couple times, and I think that fucked me up. But not like a serious way, just like as far as rides.
You're gonna have a good time, pussy, whether you like it or not. Strap in.
Yeah, they had a big. Does anybody? This is a crazy memory. Does anybody remember a giant sombrero in South Carolina? I think it was. They had a big tower that went all the way up, and it was just an elevator that rode all the way up to the giant cowboy hat in the sky, or the sombrero in the sky, and you could sit out and look over it or whatever. I lost my fucking mind. They tried to get me to go on it, and like literally, they promised me this is the kind of shit they do. That's why I was all fucked up. They were like, "No, we promise we won't make you do anything you don't want to do." And I'd be walking around, all of a sudden, like, "Oh, what building is this?" They're like, "Get in the elevator." I'm like, "What the fuck?" To get in the fucking elevator. My mom's friend that she was with, literally, I'll never forget this. I'm crying, like scared to death to get in this fucking elevator. I probably watched too many movies. She fucking raised her hand to me. I was like, "No, I'm not," and I wouldn't listen to her, and she went, and like, almost smacked me in the fucking face. Like, she had to fight herself from doing it. And I was like 3.
You wish you could like you wish you could be like Alex Murphy in that scene from RoboCop. Like, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it.
I'll burn it down.
It's like, buddy, I think you're slime. I got these problems with cops. Cops don't like me, so I don't like cops.
Yeah.
You probably don't think I'm a very nice guy, huh? Buddy, I think you're slime. I don't know why I felt the need to repeat the entire line, but I did.
That's okay. I probably ruined a lot of people's journeys on those trips, and that sucks for them. But no, I Tower of Terror was there when I was there, but I was not gonna touch it.
Well, I would have. Well, we were walking around like looking for shit. Like, again, definitely I don't remember having that much fun. I mean, I remember like some parts of it were fun, but my aunt at the time, she had a ball because she was all about that, the Disney characters, and they're like, oh, go take a picture with Pluto. I was like, fuck you. I was like, I don't want to take a picture with Chip and Dale and shit. Like, that's all they wanted to do. And I'm like, I don't want to take pictures with these fuckers. Yep. Yep.
I think it was mine, dude. Yeah, we're good. I think it was mine because my bar just went way down out of nowhere.
Oh, okay. I don't know because I you know what I do when that happens, when everything freezes up and nothing's working? I just go, yep. I feel like one of those people like at the Oscars or Academy Awards when their speech goes on too long and then they just cut their mic off. You're like, okay, well, that was a good one.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah. But no, in all honesty, I love Universal. It was the only time I ever felt comfortable because I knew the movies, I knew the rides, I knew there was nothing crazy going on. But dude, they had some great. Back to the Future was fucking dope.
See, that's what I wanted. I would have done and they had the Ghostbusters show at one point. You could go and watch a live show of Ghostbusters. They had the Terminator 2. Would have been
Terminator
awesome.
2. I saw. I was on that one.
That's what I'm saying. Universal was the place to be at, and I got fucked because my aunt wanted to go like take pictures with a goddamn Goofy and shit.
Yeah, I did that too. Like they give you the little autograph book so you can get the. That was kind of cool to me because I liked autographs. But
like when I was taking pictures of him, I was like, I know there's a sweaty fucking dude in this suit that's just like dying to go take a dump, and he's like sitting there and he's trying. I'm Goofy. I was like, no, you're not. You're literally in a costume. I know what you are.
Make me a balloon, funny man, dance. No, what was I gonna say? Two badass rides that I think are gone. Earthquake was one. You get in a tram, you're in the tram, and like all of a sudden there's an earthquake. The ground breaks down around you. There's a huge water surge that hits it. There's fire. They had one of those in Gatlinburg. I think you might have read that one when we were at Gatlinburg.
I didn't write. No, I don't remember. Gatlinburg. I just remember that fucking. We went to that museum. Ripley's.
Fucking dope.
I thought
it was right next to Ripley's too, I believe. But no, and King Kong was fucking dope shit, dude. That ride
I didn't get that. Yeah, see, I missed out on all that shit. Like, if I were to like, I know that now maybe I'd want to go back to Disney World, mainly just to go to what's it called, Galaxy's Edge, or whatever it is, the Star Wars thing. I like to check that out, but they're so goddamn expensive now. Yeah, it's all fucking expensive. It's like, yeah, you got to sell your fucking leg to even go. So I was like, if I had to go for any of them, I would probably try to. I think Universal's a little cheaper. I'd probably do that.
Yeah, I bet Universal's fucking insane today
because they got.
I know we can't afford to take our family to Disneyland. Well, that shit's insane.
I was like, I'll put it on a firm. We'll put it on a firm. I'll pay a monthly fee. I think they have Harry Potter World or whatever, which I don't really care about going there. I would just want to go ride the classic rides, but yeah, it's crazy. And some would call you ungrateful. It's like, you're an ungrateful bastard because you were a kid and you got to go experience Disney World, and not everybody gets to go do that. I'm like, you sound like my fucking dad, but thank you for telling me.
My dick, Greg.
I was like, yeah, because I would have had a great time, except for the fact that it was supposed to be a vacation for us. And then once they found out, like, all the cool rides over here, and Dad would have paid for that, but they were like, we're going to Disney. It was those weirdo adult Disney people. You knew who I'm talking about. Those weirdos that get way obsessed with Disney characters, way too obsessed.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, I'm not judging. I don't care if that's your hobby. That's your hobby. But like, there are people that get like, it becomes like a goddamn cult to them. Mickey Mouse is Jesus Christ. I'm like, Mickey, Class of Kingdom fireworks, launch. Like, I've got to buy the latest glass for $25.
Yeah, as dudes with weird obsessions, we won't make fun of you too hard. But yeah, I do know what you're talking about. There's some dudes who are like, I fucking love Disneyland, dude. I go several times.
There's a cutoff when it becomes not healthy, and some of what you're doing is not healthy. We got to cut that out.
We're curious that the T1000 is coming to Mortal Kombat 1.
I know. I heard about that. Dude, that was cool.
I think it's on one hand, I think these like games that keep putting out skins and shit like that, it's great for Mortal Kombat fans. It's dope. You can play as Ghostface, T1000, but also I look at that and I look at how cool they made Ghostface and shit like that in the Mortal Kombat games, and I'm like, why can't we just have a campaign game? Why can't we have a story mode game around these characters? Because they're like, well, it'd be way easier just to make a skin for somebody else. You know,
well, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, that 2D side scroller platforming game, that looks fucking great, dude. Yeah. Did you see the trailer for that? That's coming out in woo. Now that's the shit.
RoboCop versus Terminator, which was dope.
Yeah, but it looks amazing. But yeah, I know as far as like I get what you're saying, but it does look cool, the T1000 with the skin and everything coming to Mortal Kombat 1. I think it's cool. I don't know, but I hear that Mortal Kombat's not doing so well. I heard that the sales weren't that great. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard it wasn't that great.
Unfortunately, it's the same thing over and over again. You just fight the other guy, press the buttons, and you're done. That's
well,
I
think it got into the because they gender swapped some of the characters and all this stuff. I will tell you this.
That's always good for business.
I know. That's what I was going to say. Obviously, that's what we should do, fucking Craig. You don't come in here and say we're not going to diversify, you idiot. We have to.
Put a chicken in a bigger game.
Yeah, obviously, that's what we're going to do. Get this guy out of here. He obviously is a fucking neo-Nazi. I don't even like him. Your face makes me ill. But no, I think Mortal Kombat will be fine as far as like the next game. I'm sure Ed Boon and team are going to be fine. NetherRealm Studios. But, well, anyway.
Yeah. Billy says, I'm on toilet. I'll squeeze tight, then I'll let loose.
God damn it, Billy. Get off that toilet. That ain't no toilet. That's a bucket that you found outside of the yard. You're not pooping in no toilet.
God damn it, Billy. Michael Bart says, they keep saying we Lego Goon backdoor tatas are so gay. And we love porn, which we do. Hey, every American.
I think everybody loves porn. I don't think it matters about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people. If you say you don't like porn, that means you got a weird fetish that you're ashamed of. In my opinion,
or you're just lying. You might not have. You're just lying.
Yeah,
I think everybody watches porn or likes it. Yeah. So not everybody. That's not true. I don't know.
Oh, dude, have you heard of this? By the way, Michael, I'm glad you brought that up because this story's fucking crazy, dude. I made a joke about this when we were walking around Comic-Con in the video, and I'm not sure if anybody got it or not. Because there's like no wonder they don't invite us places, dude. Jay and I were walking around the escalators. This was in the Instagram post.
Did you call me gay while I was talking to that dude or something? It's like, hey, you in that video?
No, I was walking around and I was like, we're just fucking men walking around Comic-Con together. I was like, we're looking for some men to fuck. I was like, meet me in the bathroom, but it'd be like Armie Hammer, just fucking making out with dudes in the bathroom. I was actually holding the phone.
Yeah, I saw somebody looking at it. I was like, oh, he's just thinking it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Look at this, dude. This is fucking okay. Here's this is wild. This is wild, dude.
Tell me.
Okay, so let me read this to you.
Armie Hammer,
yeah. Armie Hammer, who continues to just be a wealth of information that no one asked for, says Armie Hammer reveals he tried hooking up with a man through Grindr because gay dudes have it so easy and women are the worst.
That sounds like a weird motivation to want to suck some wee, but okay.
He said, I tried hooking up with a dude one time. It was hilarious because I was like, you know what? Like, women are the worst. Gay dudes seem to have it so easy. Like, so easy. I'm at a restaurant. My phone blows up and it's like Grindr or whatever. And someone else is like, I'm at the same restaurant. Do you want a blowjob in the bathroom? And you're like, hey, guys, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, this could work. Yeah, let's try this. I remember I started making out with him, and I just remember being like, God, beards. Oh, I get why women like it when you shave. Like, this thing is fucking rough. How do I get in there? I put my arms around him, and I was like, oh, my God. And these shoulders are so wide. He's so big. He's almost my height. Like, this is so strange. It did physically for me absolutely nothing, like not even a twitch. He reached for my dick, and I responded, you're not going to touch my flaccid penis. Like, that's not going to happen. Armie Hammer.
So in other words, you did not want to get on the Wee Wee Express. I think that you definitely ruled out the possibility that you want to suckathon with the dude man. Okay, good for you. I don't know why you needed. I don't know what compelled you to share such a story, but I mean, congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, thanks
like that sounds like that's such a weird conversation to even have. Like, what the fuck brought that up? Like, that's like if you and I were having Armie Hammer on here to interview him, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? One time I tried to suck this dude's dick in the bathroom." And you're like, "Oh, tell me."
Dude, that's so good. I mean, props to him for going and trying it. You know, that's one way. That's one way to go about it. You're out at a fancy place, and some dude's like, "Hey, I'm blowing in the bathroom right now," and he's like, "Be right back." Like, no thought. He's like, "Which one? This?" Just ran to the bathroom. But it was like, I don't like beards, and this man's very large, and it was like a sea bass in Dumb and Dumber. Was like, go to your happy place.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, generally speaking, for me anyway, it was like I seen a wiener, and I'm like, I'm good. I like mine. I don't want that one.
I was watching. By the way, great show. If anybody has the Winter Blues specifically, White Lotus is an awesome show. We're watching season 2 of that last night, and this old guy, it was the guy who was the asshole from Scarface. He's older now, and he was talking to Christopher Moltisanti and his son in the scene, and he was like, dude, he's like, you're like 85. He's like, stop flirting with every woman. And the son was like, he was like, yeah, I just think it's gross. He was like, no woman should have to be subjected to your 80-year-old penis. And the guy had a great quote. He was like, I mean, it's a penis. He's like, it's not like it was a work of art to begin with. It's like, it's a dick.
That's true. Wieners are ugly. Wieners look like weird mushrooms that you would find in the rainforest. You're like, what the fuck is that? That's weird looking. Why is it coming up the ground at an angle?
I feel terrible for gay guys and for women. Like women have such beautiful bodies. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything about them. And then like you got this dude, and you just got, here's my dick. So I don't get it. I mean, good for you. I'm glad you love.
This show is crazy because it's like you thought you were gonna get movie news. Nah, you gonna get Armie Hammer gay story and talk about dicks and shit. That's what we talk. No, yeah, I personally think vaginas. I like them, but I mean, generally speaking, they're like, it's just a socket for me to put it in. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna admire it. Like, I don't really think it's one way or the other. Their bodies are nice. I like boobies,
but it's not socket.
Like, well, that's what it is, but socket. It's not like a work of fucking art. It doesn't look like anything specific. Like, oh my god, yeah, God must have spent a little bit more time on that doorway. It just looks like a fucking socket. I mean, it's like boobies are nice and bodies are good, have spent but instinct plays when you look at it. But I mean, it's just like whatever. But I think penises are uglier. But But it's just so weird to me that Armie Hammer would literally like that. Like, it's blowing my fucking mind now that it would literally even come. Like, no way that somebody asked him that question. Like, you ever thought about blowing a dude? You ever thought about being gay? What do you think about that? Huh?
I think he's literally turning into American Psycho, dude.
It would be like
you could hear Patrick Bateman reading that.
Dude, it would literally be like us at the karaoke bar and maybe hanging out with somebody we just met, and then all of a sudden, like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 drinks later on down the line, he's like, "You boys ever been gay?" Like, huh? So yeah, I was thinking about being gay in 1987. Went to the bathroom, was gonna get me a little blowjob. Didn't like the way his beard felt. I'm like,
dude, it's so American Psycho. Like, think about Patrick Bateman saying this. Like, it's like, oh my god, and those shoulders are so wide. He's so big. He's almost my height.
Well, Patrick Bateman hated the fact that dude came on to him in the bathroom. Well, when the dude came on, when he touches, he's like, Patrick. And he was like, I have to go. Like, he fucking started shaking and shit. Like, he was disgusted by it. He's like, oh, damn, that fucking nasty motherfucker.
It makes me happy though, because like someone has to love the male body. Like, it's not going to be me. Like, I'm glad that other people do. Like,
I don't know. We just you're really rich and bored to be like, I wonder if I'd like dick. Go give it a shot right now. It's not like that was like going through your head. Like,
go for it.
I'm not saying that people don't like struggle with their sexual identity or whatever, maybe change their mind later on, because it does happen. But I'm saying, like, specifically the way that Armie Hammer is describing it, like he was just fucking bored. He's like, maybe I'll try some wiener. Maybe I'll like that. It's not like you were. It's not like you were
not allowed to eat me one anymore.
Yeah, it's not like you were ordering from a menu. Like, I've never tried that. I wonder if it's spicy. I'm gonna give that one a shot.
All respect to people who do love the male form, though. We appreciate you.
I mean, it's cool. I don't care what you are and what you like, but I mean, Jesus Christ, I just don't know why you would give that out for an interview question. That's just so weird.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing. It's like,
now, speaking of wieners, I gotta go drain mine.
Pigs. All right,
I gotta go pee again. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, it's like, excuse me, sir. What are your thoughts on Elon Musk in the White House? You're like, every once in a while, I like to fuck pigs. Armie Hammer is so weird. I'm here for it, though. I'm fucking here for it. Oh, Jordan said, looking like the sandworm from Dune. Thank you for that bit of information. Oh, appreciate you, Robin. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Gary, I agree. We do need to open people's minds to physical media, because when it's gone, we're going to miss it, you know? I don't feel like we ever got fucking consoled or like polled. Speaking of men in the bathroom, I don't think we ever got polled on, hey, should we get rid of video stores? I think they just took them from us. We have an opportunity with physical media, but they really got to take the prices down. You know, the prices are just exuberant, and you can make those on the cheap. It's insane. They really need to fix that part of it, though, because they're just pretty to look at. Like, they need to do something with the art side of physical media. Like, yes, you can just pop this on, right? But you could also have this little piece of art to put on your shelf or to put somewhere. And steelbooks aren't going to do it. You need to do something extra with that. I feel like trading cards, make them limited. I think if they made limited versions, alternate versions, like trading cards, like sports cards, versions of serial numbered movies and shit like that a little bit more often, but they've got to be accessible. They've got to be in Walmarts, they got to be in Best Buys or whatever. They can't just be for hardcore people on the internet, the resale market, things like that. I think that could really pop it off, because then what you get is people, I can't afford to buy the new RoboCop movie special edition, but I'm also really into this, so I can buy the original version of it and at least start a collection, turn it into a collecting social sphere. And I feel like that could really bring back physical media, but that's just me. That's just me. Or at least, I don't know, they got to do something to grab the average human being, to make them want to have that in their home. Oh, I got you muted. There you are. I got you back.
I'm glad that you didn't. I could see your eyeballs looking if I was back and I had to go off screen really quick. I'm glad that you didn't full screen me yet, because I had to buckle my pants up. My wiener was out. I hadn't buckled yet.
I was going to meet you in the bathroom and try to suck
Armie Hammer time.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
He was going to be. He was up. Remember a few years ago? Well, not a long time ago, actually. He was one of the guys that was in the front running to be Batman.
Yeah, would have probably been a good Batman.
I think he would have been a great Batman. There was that. It was that Justice League movie that they were going to work on, and they had a Superman cast, and they had Armie Hammer pretty much cast as Batman, and then they had. It was actually, the cast was pretty interesting, to be honest. It would have been actually, and the story didn't seem that bad. I don't know how well it would have done, of course, but there was an article about it. I just not long ago. I just saw it.
There's a little bit of news, by the way.
What? Is it about that Severus Snape shit?
No, I don't know anything about Harry Potter stuff. But Stephen King's Cujo is getting a remake at Netflix, produced by Roy Lee. He's a good boy. He's a good blood-soaked boy. It's not surprising. Roy Lee, who produced Barbarian, will produce it. It's going to go to Netflix. It's currently out to writers. Can't really put stock in these things anymore, though, because I feel like I get so many of these stories and they don't ever come to fruition. It's just studios testing the waters. How many retweets will it get? How many people will actually
I also think that Cujo's the movie was great. I really don't see it needing a remake. I don't see it needing. What did you say? It was going to come to TV?
Yeah, Netflix is producing. So I mean, it could go to theaters, but yeah.
No, let's explore. Let us make us care more about the dog and watch him grow from a puppy all the way to a big adult dog, and then watch the fucking watch it go crazy and then fucking kill it.
The number one reason that this won't work and it's pointless is because they're not going to do what they did back in the day. Back in the day, they actually got acting dogs. They got dogs and they had trainers and they had all this shit and they didn't have CG to work with. There's no fuck because of PETA and whoever and whatever fucking shit.
As long as they're using CGI, it won't matter.
That's what I'm saying. They'll make it CG and it'll suck. So,
I think
there goes.
I don't know if this is, I can't remember. I might be misremembering it, but I think that the main chick that played the mom in that said that she was bit a few times on set. I don't remember if that's what she was. I don't remember, but I think it was something like that.
Well, back in those days, it was probably the director.
Yeah, he probably bit her. Yeah. He's like,
ass.
The bathroom thing didn't work out with that dude, so I'm going to go back to what I know. Give me a little nibble. But I don't know. I personally think that's pretty dumb. I don't see why a Cujo movie, a remake, needs to happen at all. I feel like Cujo was a solid film. It doesn't need any kind of. I mean, yeah, I could see somebody updating it and making it like a horror movie and maybe for a new generation or whatever. But as far as a TV show, I don't give a fuck about the backstory of Cujo and the family. I don't care.
Yeah. At some point, what they need to do is they need to figure out a way to make these communal events, not a small Fathom events, but a wide release of a movie like that. It's got to be in 4K, obviously. They've got to figure out a way to get people to want to go back and watch these old movies, and for kids and people who haven't seen them to experience them again in theaters. I don't know how the fuck you do that, but I think that's a way better option than just remaking shit with today's technology, because let's be honest, movies today fucking suck. I know that sounds like shitty and down or whatever, but they do. Movies today fucking suck. The 90s, dude, it's They just don't make a mistake, and that's what's going to kill Hollywood.
Well, they don't make
They need to
movies
just
the
focus
same way
on
anymore
that.
because, well, back then they take chances on things, and I feel like at some point studios stopped taking chances on ideas or movies because they were afraid of the brigade coming after them on Twitter and canceling them. Yeah, I feel like that's what happened. I feel like I was like, what happened? Your balls fall off? I feel like that's what happened. The balls fell off. Like, that's why you won't get movies like Scary Movie anymore. You won't get movies that are like
they're doing a
pushing...
Scary Movie again, to be fair.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not holding my breath, but I mean, the Wayne brothers are back in charge, so we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of movies anymore that just won't get made. American Pie, Grandma's Boy, a lot of the action movies that we grew up with aren't going to get made because they want to play games with it anymore. They got to add this in, they got to add that in, they got to swap this, they got to swap that to make it more palatable. But for fucking who you're making it palatable for, don't even go to the goddamn theater and support the film anyway. Yeah. It's like, and it's like the people asking for, like, it's like that Bill Burr joke. He was like, well, the WNBA players want to be paid the same amount as the NBA players. It's like, well, they go tell the fucking women to support it.
Yeah.
They don't show up.
And it's just the truth, but nobody wants hard truth. And like Armie Hammer wants something hard, but he thought, but he didn't. But no, like, honest to God, like, the only way that remaking movies will be successful and actually worthwhile endeavor is if you took movies that didn't have the technology to really have their vision be brought to life and use today's technology to bring that vision to life. But instead, what they do is they take movies that were made perfectly when Hollywood did real shit, and they do it today with shitty technology and half-ass actors, and it's nothing. And I'm not saying that, I know I see you guys in the chat, I'm not saying that all movies suck now. No, but when you comparatively look year by year at the best movies that came out all year this year, and then comparatively, not just the top 10 movies, all right, but like, go look at the middle of the line movies, the movies that did okay, that was like, yeah, it's all right, and then go look at like what they were doing in the 90s and even the beginning of 2000s, and it's completely fucking different. Tons of original franchises were born, tons of original things were made, special things were being made, and today it's just not that way, man. Well, it's all a retread. So in 20 years, what are kids going to grow up and be like? What are they going to? I want to remake of my favorite remake.
Kids in 20 years will be slaves to the Cyberdyne system 101. It doesn't matter what they know. It doesn't matter. Humanity will be purged. Humanity will be purged.
Hollywood's in trouble.
Well, Hollywood's been in trouble for a while, and I'm not. And again, to your point, I'm not saying. I don't think all movies are bad. I think there are some great movies out there that have been made, and they are good, but they usually don't get the attention or coverage of other movies that are considered tentpole movies that are basically the same movie after the other. They use the same formula, the same type of special effects. It's the cookie cutter bullshit over and over and over again. And when that runs dry, they say, you know what we need to do? We need to go back and remake some shit. Yeah. Why? And then you're going to ruin that, and no one's going to like you. I don't know why you do that for, but there has been a long time since. And also, I am sure there's writers in Hollywood, 100%. There are writers in Hollywood and people in a creative position that want to do something crazy and cool. They won't let them because they're still fucking afraid of, like I said, the brigade coming out of the woodwork and harassing them and saying, you did this, like stupid. Just stupid. Dude, write the fucking story.
You're right. There is I hate the word, but the woke stuff, that whole ideal and stuff like that. And like anything you do is going to piss people off. And all these Hollywood people are on socials. And it's just like you said, there's a million different things you can point to. Like, it really is in danger. Who said this? Zombie Fan. There's been several stories that have come out recently where Hollywood studios will only cast people based on their Instagram followers. Like, I mean, that is the dumbest shit you could. And honestly, I think what it boils down to is movie studios are too big. Like, when you get to a point where you have to make insane money to make a movie successful, and like you have to please board members and you have to please this person and that person. No one's doing it for art. You've got these people stressed out for their $1 million jobs, and like, if they don't produce some gigantic tentpole hit, instead of making a movie for $200 million, you could make, like that dude said at the Oscars, you could make 10 movies for whatever $1 million. But it's hopeless.
I feel like the creative control has literally been sapped dry because of answers to shareholders and what is considered and corporate executives getting their fat fingers involved in everything and thinking they know better. They're usually the most removed people on earth. And by the way, they don't care about any kind of movement. They don't care about whatever virtue signal is of the month. They don't give a fuck about any of that. If you think that Disney gives a shit about anything, you're out of your fucking mind. The bottom line is green. It's going to be money. They will shift allegiances tomorrow when they find out that's what the popular trend is. That's just what it is. That's how movie studios do it. But the problem is that these studios get involved in this way. They take out the person that should be in charge of writing and being the creative force behind the film. And they say, no, I know better. I know better because my assistant comes from butt-fuck university in the middle of New York. They know what's going on. They have their finger on the pulse, and they wind up losing a lot of money. Case in point, and I don't give a fuck about the movie. I'm not going to see the movie. I don't care about it. But the Rachel Zegler casting, probably a bad idea, because specifically you look at how that chick handles herself in the press. I feel like what they should have done early on, they should have been like, probably not a good fit for us. We need to move on. It probably isn't going to work because she was already mouthing off, running her mouth. And that movie's going to be a disaster. Snow White is going to be a fucking monumental disaster for Disney.
Also,
it is going to be...
From the get, why were we making Snow White?
I don't know, but it's going to be
Disney
bad.
taking their classic cartoons and turning them into live action CGI lifeless asses. It's just dog shit on its own. But I'm going to say something that's going to be very unpopular. So I want to remind people before I say it, I'm a fucking centrist. I don't like either fucking side. I don't like any of the politicians. I don't fucking worship politicians. I think that's fucking weird as by the way. You should
if your whole life is a political identity, it's a problem.
Right. But here's what you got. You got studio execs at these studios, right? And they're trying to figure out what people want and where are they getting that information. They're getting that information online from Twitter, from Instagram, from these people. They're listening to that crowd saying, we want this, and they're trying to do that. Here's the problem with that. Look at our last election cycle. If you looked at any fucking point over the past whatever years, anybody in the right minds, 2 seconds on Twitter would have told you, hey, I know exactly who's going to win this election. And then what happened on election night? Big surprise, huge surprise. The internet does not account for the general public. The people who are loudest on the internet is actually a far smaller faction than you think. And it's usually a bunch of fucking crazy people for the most part. So like you can't look at the internet as a reliable gauge for what people actually want. And you can look at this last election cycle and that's fucking the point proven that the internet is not real life.
I think two things. Twitter and anything on social media involving politics or the discourse that goes on there back and forth, which is fucking mind-numbingly boring and insane. I can't even look at most of the political arguments because it gives me a headache. It's an echo chamber. Everybody lives in their own fucking bubble. It's not real life. It's not real life. None of that shit that they're talking about on these spaces is really happening in the world. It's just some fear-mongering bullshit that both sides feed each other. Both sides do it. It's not one or the other. They both do it. And the reality of it is that people are just fucking tired of the shit. They're tired of it. They don't want any of it. If you're Disney, if you're any Hollywood studio, stay the fuck out of politics. Just stay the fuck out. You don't need to get your big bubbly ass involved in what's going on because it's not going to make a difference anyway. All you're going to do is further divide people when it should be like, hey, you know what'd be cool, man? If I could just go to the goddamn movie theater today and unwind and get away from all that other bullshit. But nope, now you got to sit there and be preached at or whatever else, or it's insane, dude. But hopefully the pendulum starts swinging back, and they can just decide, hey, let's just make a good movie and leave the politics out.
And look, politics again, they've always been in movies. Politics have always been in movies. You get tons of the greatest movies of all time are politicals, absolutely. But here's the problem: what Hollywood puts out is all one-sided political materials. Because if you put out a movie that's political for the other side, it gets squashed. And there's a lot of stuff the other side does that I don't like either. But whenever they try to say something outside the norm of that extreme other side, they get squashed. So everything coming out of Hollywood that actually gets a main big attraction from people is always leaning the same side. So that's not fair when it comes to the end of the day. It's not a genuine person telling a story from their heart. It's someone literally, what's the word? The everybody's virtue signaling in a film, and audiences are smart. They can sense that. They know what's happening, and it's so obvious. So it's
I think it's one of those things too. Is like, and again, I understand, like, some movies do have politics in them, and the script or the story revolves around an idea of some kind of political movement in the story, and that's fine. And if you're trying to get a message across, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a message in a movie, but there's a way to do it, and then there's a way to fuck up and just browbeat someone over the head with your cock and say, "You see, you piece of shit, You don't believe in what I believe in. Fuck you. There's a difference. See, it used to be smartly done. Like George Romero was a master at involving messaging, political messaging even, in his films, but doing it smartly and making it make sense in the film. But then you walk away, you're like, oh, I get what that allegory was. I get what he's talking about. Rather than you walk in through another movie and they're like, well, you voted this way. Fuck you. You piece of neo-Nazi trash fuck. I hope you die on a piece of cheese dick. You're like, what just happened?
I'll put it this way. If you're going to make a movie about politics or it's going to be tied into social stuff and things like that, fine. But make it about human beings at a core level. Like Night of the Living Dead had some stuff to say about racism.
Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Not about the political side of racism, right? Like I could think Mickey just did the thing about about human beings and how we interact, being a good person, not being racist, not looking at people of color as lesser than whatever, like on a human scale, not a political scale. That's what people will react to. Well, but people smell that if you have an agenda, people fucking smell it and they sniff it out, and nobody wants that shit.
Well, like
we're tired of
Dawn of the Dead was about consumerism, about the overindulgence of consumerism and how that basically had taken the place of your life. Like just shop like a zombie. That's what Dawn of the Dead was about. Like, because even in that movie, zombies were going back to the place. There's a line in that movie. They're going back to the place that meant the most to them, the mall. Because all their life was spent like buying material things. Day of the Dead was about the industrial complex, military industrial complex, the army, the taking over everything, like making it very cold and Anyway, these were very smartly done messaging throughout the movie that while it's a great movie and you can just enjoy it on the surface for being a great movie, there are parts of it that you're like, I get what he was doing here. And it wasn't browbeating you. It was just making you think a little bit. That's it.
They live.
But anyway,
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people taking They Live recently and turning it into a political aspect on today. That's fine. But here's the difference. And while John Carpenter might be extremely left or whatever, I don't know. That movie and what it says speaks to both fucking sides. What that movie says about obeying and shit like that and all the things that They Live has to say, both sides are guilty of that. So now we're taking that and we're putting it on one side when it's just as fucking it speaks just as much to the left as it does to the fucking right. But nobody wants that because it doesn't push their agenda, and that's all we give a fuck about now.
That's all it is. So and you know what's really shitty to me, and you know what, I'll go talk about a little bit. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about too much because it is what it is. I'm really not going to get involved that hard into it. But when I mentioned the Severus Snape thing, so recently, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure you guys do. They're going to be doing a Harry Potter TV show. I think it's going to be 7 seasons. I think maybe 7 seasons. It's going to be HBO, and that's the one where they cast John Lithgow in the titular role of Dumbledore, which a lot of people didn't like. They didn't like that because he's not British, but you know he's a great actor. He's going to do a good job. The Severus Snape thing comes in because they cast a black dude as Severus Snape. This has definitely caused a firestorm online. A lot of people are mad about this. A lot of people are pissed about this. And the reason why is they said that you're forcing diversity where it doesn't need to be diverse. Like
what if the guy was just the best for the fucking role, though? Well,
here's the problem. It could be true, but HBO has a mandate. They wanted to. That's their whole thing. They want to do this. And I just watched the video of this. There was actually a black dude that has a significant following on Twitter, and he was talking about it. And he said, "I grew up with the Harry Potter shows. I watched them. I also read the books. And like Severus Snape was white. He was a white dude. And but here's the thing: when you change the color of the guy, it's not that you're just changing the color. It changes the whole dynamic of that character because now race is involved. Like, for example, Harry Potter's father bullies Severus Snape when he was younger. And there's one particular scene where in the movie anyway, you see Harry Potter's dad, they hang him from a fucking tree. But now you've cast it. He's like, guess you're not doing that anymore. See, you changed the entire dynamic of the character. It wasn't just about him being bullied as a little boy because he was weird. Now it's like, is race involved? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a simple like magic marker that you can just change things. Be like, oh, everything's okay now. It doesn't work like that. And it's also insulting because it's like, well, I have to do this because I have to give this to black people because or Hispanic people. It's dumb. It's so dumb that you do this. And this is another cancer of the Hollywood studios, that they feel like this is what people want. I literally don't get it. Just make the fucking movie based on the subject material as it is in the subject material. Like, I don't know why you got to fucking change shit. I don't want to see a white Blade. I don't want to see any of that shit. Why would you do that? Like, I don't know what the fucking purpose of this shit is.
When it comes to skin color, I get what you're saying about that. When it comes to so
that changes the entire dynamic of the character.
Yeah, I see exactly what you mean when it comes to that. That makes sense. But honestly, though, when it does come to skin color, I think it's ridiculous when people get upset about that. Like, it's a human being. It's a human being. What does the color of their skin change? Like the character.
No, I think that personally, if you told me that Idris Elba was going to be James Bond, I'd be fine with that. Be fine with that, because I don't. That's a totally different story.
Now the problem is don't get me wrong. The problem is the thing. I disagree full on with people complaining when someone recasts someone of a different skin color to a movie. I think that's insane. I think that's actually racist. But that being said, when you do that, just because. When you change the race of a character and you go, and we're going to change the race of them. You know why? Because we're tired of the white man.
Because we want to make
it. You're not making a fucking movie. You're making a fucking Twitter post, right?
And you want to check off a tick mark. Oh, we got to make sure that's checked off. Like it's just it's insulting and it's dumb and it's like. Hopefully we stop doing that. Hopefully we stop doing that, because I feel like that all that does is further divide people. That pisses people off. And it doesn't just piss off one.
And by the way, Pablo, that's literal racism. Like that's literal.
Why do okay? But here's the thing, Pablo.
Like,
I'm not saying
that someone can't have an opinion because of the color of their skin is fucking racist as it's racist as fuck. That's racism.
I'm going to be honest with you, Pablo. That is a dumb thing to say, that just because I'm white, Mike's white, that we can't have a fucking opinion about it because of this particular And again, the Severus Snape thing, it literally changes the dynamic of the character. It changes entirely how they're going to approach that character now. I'm just saying. But if you're only doing it because you want to tick off some boxes on fucking Twitter and get a good virtue signal badge for your later on, then you just nailed it. You're a racist. That's fucking literally racial.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You should never make any decisions based on race on either side. You shouldn't cast somebody in a role just because they're a minority, and you shouldn't judge somebody for a role just because they're a minority. It's simple, but like we're just broken. We can't think straight. We can't actually have normal conversations about shit. It's sad. It sucks.
Here's the thing. I didn't give a fuck back in the day. Like, I really didn't care. As long as the movie was good, that Fantastic Four shit, when they cast Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, was like, all right, let's see what happens. I didn't give a fuck. It is what it is. Because it didn't change the character.
But more importantly, turd farted.
Well, you got to check your pants, because your name is Turtlington. By the way, Turd, I'm glad that you came in here and broke the tension.
Thanks.
Because that's what you need. Appreciate we got Pablo over there calling us, like, basically saying that we're going to be at the KKK rally tomorrow. So
why can't we just love each other and stop giving a fuck about the color of people's skin?
I don't know. I don't even want to talk. Listen, it was newsworthy, and that's why I mentioned it. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. Gary! And we need to get laws so you own digital media when you buy it. That is so fucking true, dude. When you buy it, because they can censor it or take it away anytime. And we need to stop story mode games constantly needing internet, because physical games stop working too. Dude, that's another thing. Like, why can't we play a fucking game? Why can't I play a game at home alone, not with other people, just enjoy 4 hours of a video game, eating my fucking Pizza Hut? And why does everything have to be multiplayer? Like, what happened to just telling me the story via video games? You know?
No, I agree. There are games that come out that are designed specifically for multiplayer in mind, like Marvel Rivals is designed for multiplayer. I get that, like, and that's fine. But yeah, I agree. I think there should be more story-driven games without the need of internet. If it's just an RPG that you don't need internet, but the reason why they want that is because they can basically release to you a buggy, broken fucking game that they constantly update, because they can do that. And then as far as like laws to own digital media, yeah, that's a definite. Because right now, when you buy digital media, when you buy a game online, by the way, I'm sorry, mods, you're probably going to work overtime based on that.
Oh no, I just banned someone and deleted them from the channel for forever, because you know what? I don't accept racism here against me or
by the way, yeah, I'm sorry guys. Listen, we didn't mean to make it harder for the mods, but you know, sometimes you get heated, you get passionate about whatever, but that guy can go suck a dick if he's fucking mad about whatever. But anyway, my point being is that you're right about the digital media, because right now when you buy a game or something like that, you spend your hard-earned money, $70, you rent it. You're basically renting a license. You don't really own it, because if that server ever shuts down, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dog shit way to do it. They're going to feel the pain from that eventually. Gary says because some games now won't work on story mode
That's
without
true.
internet.
I know.
It's dude. They made the thing. There was the big thing about the Xbox when it came out. They're like, you're not going to be allowed to play it unless you have internet. And it was like,
well, that backlash fucked them bad. That's why Xbox was.
But they slowly worked that in though. They
because
worked
that's back when I think that was Xbox One, where it was like always online, and they were like, you always have to be connected to the internet. You have to have an internet connection, or otherwise your console's a brick, and that fucking killed them. It sells.
Yeah, that was dumb as shit, dude. Okay, where are we at?
I feel weird. I feel like we just came from like a revival or something in the middle of like nowhere, and then no one knows that we went out to that revival and we're like talking and stuff about like what we learned about Jesus, and they're like, I'm not ready to listen about that.
Yeah, like I feel like for a long time, man, we have gotten in a place where we've gotten so obsessed with right or left, and we've completely forgotten right or fucking wrong. And I just feel like that should matter for everybody. Well, and I think if you come in here and you say a black person shouldn't have opinion, you're banned. If you come in here to say a white person shouldn't have opinion, you're banned too. That is what?
Like, I don't know. There used to be a thing called
it's just widely accepted. Like that's fuck you.
I think there used to be a thing called healthy discourse. You could have a conversation from opposing sides of the coin, and that was a good thing. That helped grow things. And those uncomfortable conversations were sometimes needed. But then you come in and you shut it down right away and be like, your skin is vanilla. Fuck you, bitch. You're like, okay, well, I guess I don't have an opinion anymore. I'll just sit here.
You don't get to
I will sit here and look at you. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And by the way, that's back in the day. Back in the day, you could literally you could have opposing sides of the political realm and still be friends. Isn't that weird how that works? You could still be friends and vote different. Weird.
Yep.
Weird.
It's crazy. It's wild how that happens when you're a normal fucking person who's not obsessed with the internet. Gary says, because I just read that. Stupid idiot talking about being nighttime says X Twitter needs to be banned.
You got excited too.
I did. I saw a video and this girl was playing with herself using a kitchen knife, sticking it inside. Oh God, explain that, Loomis.
In this business, we would call that holy shit. Get that bitch off the street. She wasn't Michael. That's disgusting. And that
I believe actually, it. You might be joking, but I believe you.
You saw the video. You know what? I'm not shocked because Twitter has no filter. Like you could see some of the most fucked up shit ever. Trust me.
I don't know why, but I believe him, yo.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Matt Hayes said, "Happy 311 day, rock on, dudes." Hey, it is 311. Congrats to 311. Make it out with the chick in the dark hallway.
I don't know who they are. I trust that they're good.
You remember that song though, don't you? Down, down. I'll never be so but down, down. It sounds like a Red Hot Chili Peppers song the way I'm doing it now.
I don't know what that is.
It's up a kiss a little bit. By the way, Red Hot Chili Peppers, fucking terrible band. Awful band. None of their songs make any goddamn sense. It's just a bunch of jibber jabber. And for some reason, we all decided we're supposed to like them.
No, obviously, you didn't see scar tissue that I wish you saw.
What the fuck does that mean?
Mr. Know It. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think it was. I didn't. I feel like I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't like. I feel like they're a good. I feel like Red Hot Chili Peppers works on like a movie album for some reason. I feel like you could put a Red Hot Chili Peppers and make it work for a movie.
Yeah, that's a bunch of goddamn gobbledygook, man. It's a bunch of goddamn gobbledygook, and that guy sleeps with like 12-year-olds. So allegedly, gotta say allegedly, it's important. Cameron Hallman says thoughts on spaghetti with meatballs.
It's a great movie.
Important topic.
Oh, you're talking about the actual? That's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. God,
that's a good movie.
That's a good movie. But that's literally what I was thinking of. Like Spaghetti with Meatballs. Oh yeah, what a great book. Spaghetti.
I like that movie.
Spaghetti with Meatballs is the second greatest Italiano invention. It was the first being Mario. Even though I know that was Japanese.
How dare you say that as a straight white man? No,
I gotta get myself out.
Yeah, only the Italians can speak on the meatball.
Only Italians.
No, spaghetti meatballs is great, dude. Not good for you. It was a very unhealthy dish. You know, you got all the carbs and the ground beef's not full of good shit either. So it's gonna take a toll on your daily calorie intake, but it is the delicious meal nonetheless.
Well, if you have
Fazoli's has really good spaghetti.
But if it's a cheat day and you decide that you're gonna cheat that day, spaghetti with meatballs is good. But would you rather go with spaghetti or meatballs or baked ziti? I think I'm gonna go with baked ziti.
Yeah, I'll go with you too. Spaghetti meatballs is weird because the meatballs are big and they're delicious, but it doesn't really mix the way you kind of
and
you
it depends on
the
sauce.
meatball and gotta You know what's underrated is beefaroni with fucking hot sauce on it, like Chef Boyardee beefaroni.
I've actually tried that shit. I know. I've done it.
Oh, it's fucking good, dude. I literally got fucking fat off that shit when I was really poor. I lived with a girl in Danville, and I worked at Save a Lot, and I used to buy a bunch of those shits, and I would just pour hot sauce on that shit, eat it. So much sodium, I literally gained like 30 pounds. Delicious stuff.
By the way, I will say it's really funny that I like how we had a growth in people watching when we were talking about fucking Firestorm shit. And it's like everybody came in here and be like, I'm here for the fucking drama. Give me the tea. Give me the tea. I was like, oh, now they're talking about spaghetti and meatballs and shit. What happened?
You're concerned of the goddamn Hodge twins over here. Michael Long says, I'll spite poop if you see brand new.
I'll spite poop. You'll spite it. So when
some people would be that angry.
God damn you, poop.
I was ashamed to even admit it because I knew people were going to be like, how dare you? I like them. I'm sorry. I like them. Hey, look, if women can go fucking see Chris Brown and sell out his world tours everywhere, I can see a fucking brand new concert.
I don't even know who the fuck they are. Like,
don't get into
it. You could drag me to the concert and I would just wind up drunk anyway halfway through the show.
You wouldn't like their shit.
It's brand new.
Emo as fuck. I love it though.
Good. I forgot my eyeliner, my fuck you flip flops at home. I guess I can't
go. Cameron says thoughts on gas station hot dogs. Disgusting.
They're nasty, but if you're drunk as fuck, they're probably the greatest thing on earth. But you are going to feel that the next day, 100%.
Yeah. Listen, dude. It's always if you eat a gas station hot dog, your day tomorrow sucks. I don't care who you are,
dude.
What you're doing,
I remember my brother and I, not Cody, but another brother of mine. We went to Shell. It was the newest Shell that opened up in the small town in Winchester. I used to live there, and it had just opened. And I don't know why the fuck I did this. I don't know why, but we parked. I got some gas, and I was like, you know what? Let's go in there and let's go have a hamburger. I think I was feeling like, oh, it's gonna be like a diner from the 1980s. Like it'd be like a 1980s scene. And we walked in and we sat at the little diner and we ordered. Dude, I literally have never had the shits like I had for a week because I got a hamburger. I swear, it was like a rat burger from Demolition Man. This rat.
I always think of that shit when I'm in there too. It's like this is made of rat.
Like, do you see any cows around here? It's like this is right. Good burger.
Hey, I gotta take a piss, by the way. I gotta pee real bad.
Okay.
We're at we're at 9 p.m. Crazy Saints, the next one.
Oh.
Right back.
Okay, Crazy Saint, I'm coming for you. Crazy Saint, sup, sexy motherfuckers. Slenderman, ever since you blessed us with that angelic rendition of Like a Prayer, I've wondered what's next. Mr. Slender, give us some Rock You Like a Hurricane and Grease. I can only give you some of Rock You Like a Hurricane and Grease. It depends on which song from Grease, so you have to be a little bit more specific because there's a couple of them. But I'll give you this. Hear me, you rock you like a hurricane. That's so stupid, dude, because I literally, that's all I know. I've really got to remember some of these others. I'm sorry. But you know what? Crazy. Are you a Patreon? If you're a Patreon, come into the Patreon stream at the end of the month and I'll do some good shit for you. Okay. I promise I'll do some good shit. I'm sorry, dude. I can't remember enough to give you some goods, give you the goods, but thank you. Crazy. Really awesome to see you. Really good dude. Michael Parton says, she got nothing on me. I swallow the most polls for show. Damn, Michael. Good times. He swallows them. Doing it up. Austin, thank you so much. Says, challenge. Name a more embarrassing situation than getting legit angry and screaming. Don't you laugh at it. Challenge. Name a more embarrassing situation than getting legit angry and screaming. Don't you laugh at it. I can't think of one. That's a really bad one. That's a really embarrassing one, to be fair. Maybe. Yeah, that's it. I feel like that would take the taco for most people. Like if some chick just start laughing at your dick when you took your pants down, I think that would make you very angry. If I answer that incorrectly, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm going to go with. Michael Parton also says, to be fair, porn stars are people too. To me, dating them really wouldn't be really an issue as long as they don't do it daily or have children. That's a fair point. And again, I wasn't personally saying that there's anything wrong necessarily with being a porn star, and I'm not trying to judge anybody that does that kind of thing for a living. But personal preference and whatnot. But yeah, for sure. Like they're people. I'm not saying they're not. But yeah, doing it daily and having children. But that's the thing though. But if they're a porn star or they're an OnlyFans chick, they probably do it, not daily, but a couple of times a week if it's OnlyFans, or like a couple of times, every few months. I don't know how, and it depends on the, there's also scenes and what they contract to do in porn. I don't know. And then you're saying not to have children. Whew, that's some people. I don't know about. I mean, yeah, a porn star not having children. It's funny, Michael, because I actually read about this former porn star that got out of the business, and she was actually considered one of the first super porn stars, like superstars, and she has like 2 kids now, and is like completely tried to forget about her past and like moved on. But yeah, I get you. I'm not like, again, and I wasn't saying anything about that particular industry or people that are in that industry that they're less than human, or that they should be treated like shit because of what they're doing.
You were.
I have a Tesla.
Oh, is my mic on?
I have a Tesla parked right outside my parking lot. And I can't wait to show it off. I can't wait to show it off. Paint it red, white, and blue, bitch. No, I was just personally saying I don't care what they do as long as they're 18 and they're able to do it and they're doing it of their own free will. I just wouldn't date them. But it's a preference thing. If you have no problem with that, then good for you. Turlington says, I think you mentioned it. There is a Super Nintendo Classic Edition mini console with wired SNES controllers and 21 games built in. Yes, with saving feature for all games like Super Mario and Star Wars or Star Fox 1 and 2. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, they had the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic that Nintendo came out with, and they had those particular games built in, and they're pretty cool. I think they have Super Punch Out, Legend of Zelda, obviously Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo Classic, and then in Nintendo Classic they have some other ones, and that's, yeah, I think that was badass. And then people were thinking, though, they were like, oh, Nintendo's going to release the N64 Classic, and that never happened because, again, Nintendo were like, well, that's going to take away from our online streaming service where they can stream classic games, so that's why they didn't do it. Sega Genesis also came out with the same kind of features for their classic games. But yeah, it was a cool system. I think I remember I wanted one, and then it was sold out, and then there were a bunch of scalpers like selling it for way higher than it should be sold for. But
yeah, dude. So, and one of the coolest things that I noticed about Comic-Con, we were there. They had several booths that had, and I've never seen this before. Like I'm sure they've had it, I just haven't taken notice. But they had several booths that had a ton of old school games, and they were in these cool plastic cases.
We got a good film. We got good film on it.
Yeah, we got a couple of them. MJ, when we took them on Sunday, she bought, it was funny because it was the one thing she bought. She wanted Ninja Gaiden on regular Nintendo. It was like $20 for the game because she wanted to try it and play it. And because we have one of the retro things, I'm excited about doing that. That's like, Ninja Gaiden's like legendarily hard, right? Though it's like everybody knows that game's so hard.
If you're stupid, but if you're smart,
I thought it was
you can overcome it. No, it's actually it's considered a hard game. It's definitely a challenging game, but I always felt I remember Ninja Gaiden 3 as being one of my first Nintendo games. But Ninja Gaiden is considered it's a challenging game, but fun and rewarding. Which we'll never see or have. Leland Machine Bauer says it costs too much to keep up, and the park wanted something new. I didn't ask for Harry Potter to take the spot where Jaws was. Damn you, Universal Studios. Yeah, a lot of people feel the same way about you. And I didn't know that they had to cut into the Jaws park or the Jaws ride to make room for Harry Potter. That's fucking
what a mistake. What a fucking mistake, dude. Pay attention to the classics. Appreciate the classic shit you guys have had and build around it. That's such a mistake. Fuck you, Universal.
Okay, I'm gonna go pee. But there's a 917 Lee once again comes in hot.
I am on it with my big wiener, and I don't care if anybody has heard or seen her. Lee, thank you, bud. He says there's a joke around saying that if you fart at Disney, you get arrested. They say they're thermal cameras that show farts. Wouldn't see cum stains. The legend has it there's a man walking around Disney with a princess encrusted black light testing everyone for cum stains. And rumor has it that in the Star Wars chambers is where they caught the most of them, for sure. Honestly, I could see getting arrested at Disney for having a nice fart. Colton, we're going to Disneyland, Islands of Adventure, and Universal next week. Damn, Colton. Damn. The Mummy, Jurassic Park, and Hawk Coaster are my favorite. I haven't been in ages. But I bet that's going to be a good time, dude. I bet you guys are going to have such a blast. Good for you, Haley, man. I bet you guys have such a good time. I'm happy for you guys. That sounds like a fun fucking trip, dude. Michael Barton says, I love roller coasters and rides from Six Flags, Disney World, and Universal Studios. They built a Universal here in Texas, but it's very kid-centric. Yeah, again, I do not enjoy going to theme parks. And it's crazy, dude. Like, you hear people wait for like hours in line for rides. That shit would drive me insane. That would drive me insane. I don't see how people do it, but they apparently get enough out of it to still do it. So hell yeah. But yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I would go fucking nuts. Austin said, I have an aunt and cousins who were hardcore Disney losers. I was 7 and wanted to watch Monday Night Raw, and they made me go do a movie sing along. Hey, dude, I have people in my distant family that are Disney obsessed that really love that shit. And you know what? On one hand, though, honestly, I definitely get it if you're inconvenienced by it, 100%. But on one hand, it's cool, man. Like I do think it's cool. I don't get it at all, but I do think it's cool. Like people have their thing, you know. They have it's a personality trait in a way. The same way that someone's like, you know, a Broncos fan. Like I'm a huge Bronco fan. I don't make that much money, but I pay for season tickets because it's just like it's something that I find joy in, and I can appreciate that too for people who are obsessed with the Disney stuff. But if it gets in my way, yeah, I understand for sure. I don't want to go to Disney personally. I would have a horrible time, but I would take the kids. If it wasn't billions of fucking dollars to go, I would take. The kids.
If it didn't cost the same amount as to have a fucking Cybertruck, I would literally go. I actually want to go. No, and the reason why I want to go is like I said, I want to go to like the Star Wars thing. That's it. I just want to go to that particular park because I have acne on my back and I'm a nerd apparently. So that's.
Gary said just started the stream.
Pass Gary. Well, I don't know I don't know when you posted that, but wow, did you come in at the right time?
Gary also says I just pre-ordered the collector's edition of Metal Gear Solid Delta on PS5 for the steel case and all the physical objects.
Yeah, you know what, Gary? I think that's a smart idea and it's a good investment. Honest to God, if you can afford it, for sure. Like all the I always feel like the collector's editions are some of the coolest shit ever. Like some of them, not all of them. But just getting the physical edition is something that I'm personally going to start looking to do more and more because especially with the PSN thing going down, like I mentioned, and then all the talk. And you mentioned it too about not having any rights really whatsoever about digital releases. It's a smart idea to have a backup and have that copy in a physical media.
And it looks sweet on a shelf, man. It does look sweet on a fucking shelf. Dan Torres says, if I could only get one, production starts tomorrow. If you could only get one, production starts tomorrow. Y'all choosing a new Nightmare on Elm Street reboot or a Terminator reboot with Arnold back in a new story? Nightmare on Elm Street, on Elm Street, on Elm Street.
Every day of the week. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, dude.
Every day of the week.
We've done the Arnold Terminator dance so many times. I don't think I love Arnold. I don't even think he could bring back Terminator at this point. I think they need to let that shit sit in a cave
for a long time. Well, and to be fair, I think that Terminator ended. The real Terminator story ended after Judgment Day. I mean, it was literally called fucking Judgment Day. I mean, it was over.
Yeah.
Like Terminator 2. Like, no, I'm not like you can enjoy the other Terminator movies that came out. Like, I don't know. I mean, okay. Talk to the Hand. Yeah, like T3. It was great. Not really. But I'm saying, like, as far as the James Cameron story, it was over after Terminator 2. Like, it was done.
And don't get me wrong, dude. Like, if they announced a new Terminator and they had a great idea for it in a cast, I would look forward to it. I would pay attention to the news for it. I would go see it. All that being said, though, I'm not going to be like, stop making it. I'm sick of it. But, like, all that being said, I don't think it's very possible to make a good Terminator movie today.
Because I think what they're going to do is what they're going to do now is they're eyeing a remake. That's all they can do.
Yeah.
Because Dark Fart sucks so fucking bad. It sucks so much asshole. There's no fucking way that you can make a sequel to that piece of shit without people without losing a bunch of money. So at this point, they're either going to say, let's try to remember when they did the Terminator. Remember there was that Terminator TV show? They tried to do a TV series.
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I don't remember watching it or even giving a shit about it, but I'm sure some people liked it, but they could do that maybe, but I don't think anybody would care. They could, because the movies are over. I mean, like I said, like Skynet was defeated in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Cyberdyne was fucking toast. It was over. Like there was no more war with the Terminators. But I guess you could. I mean, I swear to God, dude, right now Hollywood just needs to let Terminator rest for a while. But I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. They're going to come out. They'll try to remake it. And I know there was a lot of people for a long time that were saying The Rock as the next T-800, and I'm like, dude, I just cannot fucking see that, dude.
No, thank you.
And it's not because he's brown skinned, you fucking pieces of shit.
How dare you say that as a white man?
Yeah, I can't talk, but I'm just saying I think he's not that great. Yeah.
Sense of the Watts. Avery Sinner says, after watching Never Sleep Again, so Freddy's PDF file, I never saw it like that when I watched the Nightmare films as a kid. Now
it's crazy, isn't it? I know it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you could say what you want to say. Oh, I guess the super chats won't let you say it, but yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't know the extent of how nasty it was until I got older too. And it's so weird that little kids back then when the movies were still popular were like running around in Freddy Krueger costumes.
Yeah, like
wild.
The original script, originally they wanted to make him that way. They touched on it again. Poor choice of words. They did it again.
Yeah,
with,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
the remake, did. But
I think that Wes Craven had come out and talked about it. He said that they had to change a lot of stuff with the first movie because of I think some big thing happened in the news where they were like, yeah, I don't think that's a smart idea if you release this movie right now, or like in the way that it is. So they definitely had to kind of slow down on what they were trying to talk about. But yes, Freddy Krueger is an absolutely disgusting fucking villain.
Yeah, which makes sense if you think about it. Tyler McInturf. Kind of having a hard time not looking at you now, Tyler. It doesn't look like a Tyler to me.
That's Dolly Parton.
Good for her. Good for
She's
her.
looking good.
I've always felt that the best political films have been the ones based on actual stories like JFK, All the President's Men, The Post, Dick, About Cheney, Not About Cock, and Truth. Love you guys.
Some of them.
And that's again, it's hard to even make those movies today because people are like, which side are you on? Whose side are you fucking on? You better pick a side because if you don't, you're going to get canceled if you're not on my side, because that's working out really well for us, is canceling and calling everyone racist who doesn't agree with me about the slightest thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can back then you could have open discourse. You could have discourse. You could have disagreements. You could have people having a normal conversation, intellectual conversation about something that they oppose, and then not be canceled for it because they have a different opinion, but not anymore. But yeah, you're not lying. There are some really good films that are revolving around certain political messaging. I personally feel like one of the better movies that you didn't even mention was the Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey movie, where he's a lawyer defending him after his daughter was raped. What the fuck was that movie called? Where Matthew McConaughey's the lawyer.
Lincoln
Samuel
Lawyer?
L. Jackson. Huh? No.
Oh no, Time to Kill.
A Time to Kill.
Great.
I mean, that was a great message, and that was an awesome, and it didn't browbeat you either. It wasn't like you made it like it made sense. It was a good movie.
Yeah. Like, what if we actually fought real racism? That's a thought. Michael Parton says a gay film, not part of an IP, will make me happy.
Yeah, it's called Shazam. It's already out. No, I'm kidding. I love that. I think that. Well, I don't care if it was gay. I like that movie. I like Shazam.
Mike, I just think that, like, I never go into a movie thinking, who are these people fucking?
Yeah, I don't really.
You know what I mean? Like, I never go into a movie going like, I wonder who these people fuck.
Personally, unless their sexual orientation is really integral to the plot of the film moving forward, I could care less what they're doing behind closed door. I just don't care.
I always think it's weird, like, and it's not at all throwing shade on you, Michael, at all, but I always get like annoyed when people are like, queer film so and so is coming out on Tuesday. I'm like, dude, what if you just said it was a movie? Like, I'm not offended that it's queer. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
but people are like, how do you feel about queer horror? I'm like, what the fuck does a movie genre have to do with who someone fucks? Like, I never understood that. Like, why? Like what? Why does that? It's a sexual orientation, and it's all great, and it's all awesome. And
I think we're like,
should fuck who they want to fuck when they want to fuck them.
That's it.
As long as it's consensual, and I think that's awesome. But why the fuck does an entire genre have to do with a sexual orientation? Like, are we doing too much right now? With this
what
shit?
You stick your wiener in is not my business. I don't give a shit about what
some people
what
are gay. Some people aren't. We're all human.
I kind of feel like we're like specimens of a lost time, because it's like I saw this. It's like a meme where this older guy, and this guy goes through this thing, and he's like, "How many genders are there?" He's like, "I don't know. I just got here." He's like, "I don't know. I'm drunk. I just got here." But yeah, I didn't. But no, yeah, like if a movie is specifically a gay film and it's got two gay men in it as the main characters, okay, I don't care. Just tell a great story.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
I think there was a time when people were really, really upset, and people got really fucking mad. Like, I can't believe there's gays in this. And I thought, by the way, fucking
let me point this out, Michael. But you said gay film not part of an IP will make me happy. Well, like they done that though. I mean, Brokeback Mountain was a great fucking movie.
Great movie.
Great goddamn movie. Amazing movie. Deservedly winning the Academy Award. I think it won best picture and best director. Amazing film. Really good. Yeah. Really solid film.
Good film. Good actors in that. But no, I do see what you mean, Mike. Though, I see there's something to be said about representation too. Like you want to see someone like you. Like I get it. If you're a gay person, you're like, man, it would be cool to see like a John McClane in a Die Hard who was also gay, because then I could look at him and be like, he's just like me and he's doing all this cool shit. I do understand that. Like I really do understand that. I think what's happened though is that Hollywood has bastardized that. And mainly media has bastardized that and turned it into something that satisfies their own needs for pats on the back. And I think that it's alienated people.
They've hijacked. They've hijacked a lot of these movements in order to sell tickets, which is disgusting.
Yeah. So 100%.
You know,
people should be madder about that on the other side. You know, Turlington says, "Cool skis. They yours? Both of them? Cool."
There we go. Purd coming in once again, saving the day by throwing in the one-liners that we all need and love. Yes. Just give me the goddamn number.
Says you're dead fuck. Mercurio
dead
says,
fuck.
I love you, gringos. Thanks, man.
Thanks,
I don't know what gringo means, but I love burritos. They're delicious.
You'll go to the fucking desert and make fucking buns.
Dead Cream Twin says politics has mind fucked us all. It's sad, dude. It really is a sad thing.
And you know what it is? The vehicle for that was social media. That's the truth. Yeah. I swear to God, the internet was the one that fucking opened the gateway to that, to some of the most unhinged, crazy fucking people that have a voice now, that are basically, before the internet, would be on the side of the street in New York, like throwing out crazy conspiracy theories that everyone would ignore. But then the internet happens, and now they have a fucking echo chamber where everyone's like, oh, they might be telling the truth. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I think people on either side of the spectrum have literally been trained by the internet to look at life through the prism of, do these people agree with me or do they agree with the other people? And that's the only way they fucking see things. And it's so sad. Like, we are not that separate.
It makes me
feel
all
like struggling in this life, man. Like,
I swear to God, the Illuminati is real, dude. Straight up. And they use the internet to fucking control the population.
I think it was Russia.
They did it.
And the Illuminati. Papa Hatties, I don't know what a hat is. Says, the fucking Benz.
Dude, my biggest regret in life is that we never got that guy on camera and on audio. The fucking Beans guy. The one where it all came from. The fucking Benz.
Oh, so you're from America, so you're like, fucking Benz?
Dude, it was the funniest, most random shit I've ever heard in my life. Mike and I were playing Halo Reach back in the day when it was still like popular to do. And we like, you know how matchmaking was back then. Everybody like talked to each other, like even on the opposing team. And Mike was like shotgunning this guy to fucking death. This guy sucked. He sucked asshole, and he was really bad. And he kept getting killed all the time. I think he was negative like 10. So KD spread. He was awful. And so when the lobby came up, he's like, and then Mike was like, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" Like, he was like, you know how you fucking poked people, and he was like, so you America? You America? Like, yeah. We're American. He's like, oh, Americans, you fucking go out to the desert, you make the fucking bins, fucking Americans, fucking bins. And he kept saying like fucking beans, like he was thinking of Americans as being like fucking Old West. Like we were still in the fucking Wild West days.
That guy has no fucking idea that we made an entire skit based on this random dude we played Halo with, where our two characters were involved with Michael Myers, and all we did was go, they're like fucking bits.
That dude, when he said you American, so you like fucking beats. So that dude's whole ideal of American people are manifest destiny, going out, making that long trek to California for the gold rush and stopping by and having some fucking beans on an open campfire. So he thinks of Americans are fucking bits.
I want to bring this one back to life real quick. Hang on, give me a second. We gotta bring this back to life based on this is one of the stupidest fucking skits we've ever done, dude. And we even said it. We always know it's going to be a great skit when we're doing it and we're watching the playback and we're like, this is either going to be the greatest thing we've ever done or the stupidest thing we've ever done. And so that conversation that we had with this guy on AOL or on Xbox one night turned into this skit right here. Well, hang on, let me make sure I shared the audio as well. It's only 4 minutes, so it's short. I'll probably get copyright dinged for showing our own fucking video.
Or probably, yeah.
That's why you live in the country.
That's yeah, I know who that is. That wasn't either one of us, I don't think.
It wasn't?
No. We had you know. Oh, God damn, dude. I look like I love Limp Bizkit. I don't know why I turned my hat backwards either, or sideways like that.
Fucking Benz. There's a fucking Benz and the fucking Benz.
I look like a mechanic from Greece.
The fucking Benz. The fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. The fucking Benz. The fucking Benz. No, it's a fucking Benz.
By the way, people who don't know Jay, I just want to tell you this. This is how Jay walks around his house. If you ever show up to Jay's house at like a random 2 p.m., he shows up and he's always wearing a white t-shirt, just walking around the house. That's exactly what he looks like, minus the sideways hat. This is just Jay.
Well, you know,
tell me I'm lying.
Cars have to be worked on. And,
the fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking There's a fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz.
yeah, I like how we didn't give a shit about showing the apple juices that we were drinking either. I think at that point we were also thinking like, hey, maybe we'll get a sponsor.
Dude, look at those titties. Look at the titties I brought to the party. I brought 2 of them right there.
Yeah, you have the Sup Ladies shirt too.
I bought that at Walmart that day, by the way. I bought that at Walmart that very day just for the skit. Oh.
Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz.
I told you I had pointy nipples.
No, dude, that's Andrew.
Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz.
No, I know. I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you didn't know what it was.
We're smoking on the fucking.
Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. No, fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz.
I missed that. Oh my god, I missed those cigarettes. Oh my god.
You fucking.
Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking Benz. Fucking beans. Beans. Fucking 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 beans.
What we should have done, dude, is we should have added subtitles into it. Like what we were saying.
Fucking beans. 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 Fucking beans.
If you guys wondered whether or not we were filming that day, I didn't even take the fucking dishes out of the goddamn sink. And then
dude, I remember I know you don't. I miss that house, dude. Like we had a lot of good memories in there.
Oh yeah, that house was a shithole. It was
yeah,
it
but
wasn't
we
a
had
great house.
some
It
good
was in the
filming
middle of the
memories.
fucking country. Yeah, it was great for filming because we're in the middle of fucking nowhere. But yeah, if you wonder how big of BVS fans we were, I got the popcorn cup up there and the fucking BVS on the fridge, just to point that out.
Fucking beans. Fucking beans. Fucking beans. Fucking beans. Fucking beans. Fucking beans, man. Fucking beans. Fucking beans. Fucking beans. Fucking beans.
It's like Halloween 6 Michael Myers in there.
I feel like we're bullies in this.
Fucking bands. Fucking bands.
I feel like we're shysters.
Fucking bands.
Basically, what we're saying, we're trying to rip him off.
Fucking bands. 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 Fucking bands.
So you guys can imagine the storyboard for this is insane. It took so long to plan.
No fucking bands. Fucking bands.
The script was
I
really.
got mad at him, dude, because he came up. I could hear him breathing. I hate that shit. He was breathing so hard. I could feel his air. I hated that shit, dude.
Look, you can see the fucking tag on the shirt underneath my armpit. It's got a fucking tag.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's true.
Fucking bands. Fucking bands. Fucking bands. Fucking bands. Fucking bands. Fucking bands.
Your arms look good though. Your arms look good.
Fucking bands.
By the way, my brother was very short.
Fucking
It definitely looked like his height in the original Halloween.
Fucking bands.
Dude, we're so lucky that nobody got stabbed in that skit because he did the fucking elbow drop holding the goddamn knife.
And that's a good thing about being where your house was, because it was out in the country. So nobody, otherwise cops would have been called 100%.
Oh yeah, you can
This
scream
sounded
all you
deadly.
want. Yeah. Hey, dude, look, there's a box of wine next to the microwave, just in case your wife came over.
No, I was divorced by then.
Mask was so terrible.
By the way, we lost like 50 people.
I know.
Fucking bands. Fucking bands. Fucking bands.
Like, these fucking losers are reacting to their own videos now. Talk about a slow news day. Fucking hair is crazy, man. That's just how my brother walks. He wasn't even doing a character. That's just how he walks.
The hand was perfectly centered, though. The hand was perfectly centered to the camera.
Hey, man. Hey, you can say what you want about that, but Mike, to Mike's point, that all literally spawned from one conversation with some random dude that was like mad that we were Americans, and he was calling us fucking beans. That all came from that. And that was back in like 2011 or 10 when we had that conversation over Xbox Live.
Yeah. So be careful what you say to us, because we might turn that shit into a whole ass video. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we turned Papa Hades' comment into a whole ass video reaction. Wolf Lust 97. That guy wants to fuck a wolf, but he says the problem with the whole both sides are bad argument is the false equivalency. The far left at least advocates for human rights. The far right wants to strip away rights from everyone who's not straight, white, and rich. You are paraphrasing them. And that's the thing. If you believe that, then that's fair for you to believe that. Not everybody believes that. And it's not fair for you to assume that anybody who's not on your side is evil. They have a different look on it. There are evil people who do want to take rights away from people and who are evil 100%. But you can't look at everybody that disagrees with you on that subject as evil. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's already going on 3 hours. I don't want to get into a half-hour conversation. I have thoughts on it too, but I don't want to get into a conversation about it.
Yeah, it's a nuanced subject, but yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Tiffany says, "How are you guys doing? Random. If you could only watch one of each horror, action, and nostalgic movie from when you were a kid, what would you choose?" Ooh, that's
okay.
A hard one.
If you can only watch one horror, action, and nostalgic movie, and you can only watch one. Horror movie wise, and I know it's a broken record, guys. I know, I'm sorry. It's Pumpkinhead for me. I love Pumpkinhead. It makes me feel good. It's my go-to feel-good movie. That's horror. Action movie, gonna be Bloodsport. It is what it be. That's what it's gonna be. It's got some. It's just. It is what it is. And nostalgic movie. A nostalgic movie for me that nobody likes and I liked is gonna be Masters of the Universe. Fuck you.
I like it.
Frank Langella was a goddamn god in that movie as Skeletor.
Yeah. I'm gonna go action wise. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna say Lethal Weapon. There's a lot of stuff I could plug into there for sure. It's a tough question. Horror wise, any movie, I'll go with Scream, and then nostalgic wise, I'll go Empire Records. That's
good choice. Good choice.
That's what I would choose. Great question.
I like how we stopped watching our old video and people are coming back in. They're like, "Is it over?" Thank you.
Gary says, I have to disagree with you, Mike. Race swaps annoy me because I'm a purist when it comes to two characters. If Superman was blonde or had brown eyes, I wouldn't like it. So realistically, rapes swap changes their look.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, on a aesthetic basis, I understand what you're saying. If you're used to a character, if you really want it to look like it looked like in the comic books, for sure. I understand what you're saying. I'm not going to do what some people would do and be like, "Well, you're just a racist pig."
Yeah,
I understand what you're coming.
Well, and I think that as a purist, I understand what you're saying. And I just don't get it. I don't get it sometimes because it's like, if the subject material is that, just keep it that way and put it in the fucking movie. Like, I don't know how that's hard to do, because you know that these are motivated on these. Again, we don't have. I'm literally not going to get into this again, but these studios are motivated by because people think that they really give a shit. They don't fucking care. They don't care. They're just doing it because they think they can appease certain groups and get like brownie points for it. They don't give a shit.
On the flip side, if it is a genuine thing, if someone who looks different from the original casting comes in and knocks an addition out of the park, then I understand looking at that and going, being like, people might really enjoy this. And if it comes from a fair place in your heart of just wanting to make the content better, I understand that as well. Michael Pardon says, "This is the greatest stream ever. I love you guys." Love you too.
Hey,
buddy.
Thank you, Michael. You're probably one of the few people that will ever say that.
Hey,
I'm sure Twitter's going to blow the fuck up.
Nobody gives a fuck about what we say, but like, honestly, I think that some of these times where we just shoot the shit's the funnest times we have, and I really appreciate you guys the most for showing up, and we're just talking bullshit. It says a lot about our community. We don't really need a great topic to have a good time. Not us, but you guys. You guys keep these streams going with these great super chats and whatnot. Lee, hear me out. Let's all go to Disney World and fart. Yeah, Lewis and Challenge, y'all are with me.
I would only do it if enough methane was produced to kill Michael. If enough methane was produced that he could smell it, I would do it.
I'll just fart because I had a couple cervezas last night and need to pass the gas on the Whimsy Roo. So I'm good with that as well. Luke Weber, please tie your shoelaces. Mike J, you're a perfect sweetheart.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
This was tied with you, lucky dad.
I tie my shoelaces all the time.
How about that? How about that? Big Papa Musk, everyone's favorite person, says, "Is butt cheeks one word, or do you boys spread them?"
If the money's right, anything's a possibility.
Yes.
Anything's a possibility.
That's the correct answer to that. You just have to. I spread my butt cheeks once as Mike Honcho. Billy, Chalice Loomis, why my armpits making so much noise? You gotta stop having men stick their dicks in your armpits, son. It's pretty easy to figure out.
I don't know, Billy. Where's your goddamn handless? Where's your handless? Get out of here. Stinky.
Hey, I gotta grab it. Actually, will you grab me? Thank you, man. Alex Biles says, "I only seen one movie in 4DX IMAX every year. Should it be Thunderbolts, Superman, Fantastic Four? P.S. Y'all are awesome. Never stop this channel. We won't,
thanks, man.
because
as long as you guys keep on tuning in, we gonna keep on being here. That's a good it's Superman without a doubt. I think I do have some hope for Fantastic Four. I do. It's probably misplaced hope, but it's hope. You gotta hope. What do you think this stands for? It's an S. On my world, it stands for hope. I want it to be true that it can be a good movie, but yes, 100% without a doubt, Superman. Even though, based on what I've heard, the test audiences that came out of the recent screening for Superman were not happy. But I think it's going to be better than Thunderbolts for sure. I don't give a fuck about anything going on with Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four is too much of an enigma. So.
The Thunderbolts trailer didn't look bad, but it just looked like a straight up rip off of the
I don't
Suicide
care about
Squad,
it.
to be honest.
Yeah.
It was the Boogeyman, says Ace Ventura voice.
White Devil.
A Quetzalcoatl. A Quetzalcoatl. We got a Quetzalcoatl.
I didn't know the Wachati was biters.
Tiffany says there was this place called Dismaland in the UK that closed opposite of Disney. Look what Disney did to the DD. Those are terrible CGI to the Daredevil. Those are terrible CGI
I see what you're
scenes in
saying.
board game.
Maybe I missed it. Because the 2 episodes I saw, it looked fine. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I thought that it looked fine though. The CGI scenes. I'm honestly not like trolling. I don't remember if it was bad or not.
I saw with my mind's little eye a couple spots where I was like, ooh. For sure. I did notice a couple spots like, also.
Well, that's like, where honestly, I was like, I felt like that with dialogue. Like some of the dialogue was like, oh.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I just thought that the overwhelming themes, the darkness of it, the action, the end of episode 2 when he lets loose the Reg Michael. Great. Oh, it's fucking great. And it just overtook any of the small qualms.
Oh, man. I'm going to be watching that episode tonight.
I wanted to watch it again, and I haven't felt that way about a Marvel.
No, the new episode's out time. After that one, episode 3.
I'm excited about it. I wish they were doing 2 at a time at least, though. Applejack Castro, the Jack Reacher dude, would be a good Terminator. He would.
I could see that.
Or Batman. He'd be a great Batman too. He said he would do Batman for free. And Alan Ritchson's a good actor, man. Papa Addis, do you think Anthony Starr will be perfect as Freddy Krueger?
Ooh, Anthony Starr, Homelander. I could see it.
Yeah, that makes sense. See it.
I don't know if Anthony Starr would ever do something like that because it would require. I mean, I feel like that particular role for any Hollywood actor coming into it there's going to be a lot of like stigma attached to it. I mean, and not just stigma, but like you're stepping into Robert Englund's footsteps or his shoes. But as far as psychotic, yeah, Anthony Starr could do it.
Man, I think he could pull it off 100%. Colton Canla, good man, says, watching the new Daredevil episode after this, heard Punisher shows up. Ooh, I hope so. It's about time. Jay, when are you going to hop on Marvel Rivals with me and I'll Fortnite in the back burner? I'll put Fortnite.
I knew it. I told you. You play Fortnite and you blamed it on your wife. You fucking liar. I knew it. You played Fortnite. I don't know, man. Whenever you want, I guess. I mean, if you see me online, just be like, hey, download this shit. If you message me like, hey, Jay, if you're not doing anything, you want to play that? I'm like, all right, give me a second. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you though. Colton. I'm not the same off stream that I am when I'm game. When I game, I'm serious. And if you don't do your job, I'm gonna call you out on it. All right. And there's no friendships.
Jay and I got many fights on Halo. He's like, stop throwing sticky grenades around me where I'm standing. Well, I gotta kill the bad guy.
Don't steal my kills. Don't be a showboat, and we'll get along.
Austin says my favorite gay character in the film was Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints. I don't remember that. I think
gay in that?
Saints,
I didn't know.
By the way, sucks ass. That is a terrible ass movie. But
I didn't like Boondock Saints either. I didn't like either one of them. I think we did a commentary for it.
Yeah, I should think about that. It's a good question. Mota, good to see you, buddy. I'll show you a Brokeback Mountain new cast starring myself and Jay's beard. It's about to get weird.
Definitely hairy. It's gonna be hairy.
Town.
It's what we would call a hairy situation, Moto.
I just can't quit you and these prickly little beard shavings. Tim McChicken says, nice set of Hooters you got there, Looms. The owls, they're beautiful.
Nice set of chicken nuggets you got there. Oh, I thought they're your balls. They're all crusty and rusted over. Disgusting.
Aren't they all? Chris Stora says, hi from Bowling Green, Mike. Bounce for us. Hey, Bowling Green's close to us.
Hey, Bowling Green.
Each other's genitals. Was that out loud? It was. Shit. Lee the Machine Bauer says, let's say the road trip to Ohio to meet this amazing woman might be canceled. We've been fading away from each other. It sucks being heartbroken. Hey,
man, that does blow ass, but it is what it is.
Could have got there. She could have been a new Bonnie Bloom or whatever that chick's name is. Don't you worry about it. Tomorrow's a new day. You could be at the grocery store, catch a little Vixen's eye, and you don't know. You don't know. It wasn't meant to be. You're going to find someone. I can feel it because you're a kind, sweet man with a wonderful truck. And we believe in you, and you're right to love.
I mean, you got to think about it too, dude. Like what? There's like 7 billion people on the planet Earth. I don't know how many of that percentage is chicks. You'll be fine. There's plenty of them. You get another one, a better one.
Fuck it, pal. Tomorrow's a new day. Matt Roberts says, I relate to Jay because I've been divorced, but I relate to Mike because I have 2 daughters. It's like I'm you two's better looking son.
You are.
I mean,
if we had a son, it'd be you.
He does have a cowboy hat with lights on it. So he's got.
But I will be honest with you, Matt. You do look like the guy that wrote, "I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you."
By you.
Lone Star. Lone Star.
It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna lose weight someday. Gary says Jay's voice sounds like a robot in an 80s music video for a second there.
I didn't know my wife was on here. I didn't know my wife was on here. How dare you talk about my sex voice?
That's what he sounds like in bed too. I can confirm.
What are you doing? Please let me do it. What are you doing? I know it's...
I'm going to come. DJ, dude, not necessary, but you're a fucking prince. Thank you very much for that super sweet super chat from our buddy TJ Graham. Says, speaking of someone who still hasn't read the books, I only grew up with the movies, but how do they cast a perfect match like Alan Rickman in 2001 and in 2005? They go completely off the rails. Just think Snape is going to be a bro.
Well, yeah, I don't think it, like, I know what you're saying. I think that specifically Alan Rickman, I saw some of the drawings that J.K. Rowling had made of Snape and her idea of what Snape was going to look like. And Alan Rickman was definitely not what she had in mind, but he was a good choice. He was a great choice for the character. I do think it's strange that I think again, DJ, I think what's happened is that identity politics gets in the way a lot of when this shit happens, and instead of just focusing on doing a good job and a faithful adaptation of such a beloved piece of material like Harry Potter, they decide instead to do this forced bullshit, which alienates a lot of people like yourself and people that grew up with the novels or grew up with the movies or whatever the fucking case may be, and it creates a lot of division for no fucking reason. No reason. Just because they want to check mark some boxes. So I think that it's a nutshell of what the landscape has become a lot in Hollywood. It's not because they give a shit about anything that's going on. They just care about checking off boxes.
Sorry, guys. 2025. I said 2005. I've only had 12 cervezas tonight.
But yes,
all right.
No, it's fine. But yeah, you are. Alan Rickman was like, he was amazing as Snape. Amazing. And if that's all you knew about Snape, you'd be like, yeah, well, that's what he was.
I've never been happier to not be involved in a franchise in my life because I have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about. But I will say this: who can replace Alan Rickman? Probably
nobody. No I mean, there are some actors out there that I could have looked at, or I would have maybe considered, but
maybe Daniel Day-Lewis. That's the only thing I can think.
Fucking way he would touch it. No way.
No, I was just saying, like, who, like, no one. I don't know.
But I mean, he would. That would be a dream cast, but he would be just so he's too far beyond like actual reality to get. But I feel like they could have gone to I think they could have gone a lot of different directions, but it is what it be.
Oh man. Either way, even though I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about, we do appreciate DJ. And
thank you, man.
Hey, we appreciate all you guys tonight. We had a fun time. We didn't even have news topics. We just shot the shit and had a good time. And
we had a couple of news topics, but they were apparently fucking flamers.
Yeah. It's all right. Well, no one cares what we do here. We just have a good time with our friends, and that's what you guys are. You're friends, and we appreciate you so much. Tonight's been fun. I'm always blown away that we can just hang out and you guys show up in droves to fucking party with us. We're so lucky to have you guys hang out with us. Moto says, got blasted at the local bar the other night and they started playing Creed and instantly thought of you. Does that make me weird?
No,
don't say that. Don't say that.
That's amazing, Moto. Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, when Creed comes on and I've had a couple of cervezas, buddy, it gets weird. I get when that
should have been there on a Sunday morning shaking my head.
Creed does something to drunk men, and it's just in our DNA. And we love you guys so fucking much. We'll hang out soon. Thursday, live during the day on Thursday.
During the day.
See you guys then. Thanks for hanging out. We love you guys so much. Good night.
Bye.